decided to search to find its source. Several minutes into the search, he noticed the face of a white yeti as it was caught by the beam of a flashlight. At this moment, this white yeti immediately started running away, and within seconds, it managed to disappear into the forest. Skunk ape. Always captured from behind the trees. This time, he decided to shock the people of Florida and made quite an entrance, leaving the people frightened and worried for their lives. And why wouldn't they be? I mean, how often do you see a biped creature coming out of the woods? It had a body just like an ape. The only difference is its biped walk. Moving its arms back and forth, it felt like the skunk ape was really chasing something, or maybe someone. But what could be forcing the beast to come out of its hiding? Stoned animals. Looking for Sasquatches in the jungle when a man spotted a giraffe all covered in rigid lumps. That left people wondering. But seriously, what is wrong with this one? Well, it turns out the truth behind this strange appearance was quite depressing, as it was not an alien, but the poor giraffe was suffering from a strange disease known as papilloma warts, in which an animal's skin would start growing strange lumps looking like stones. It usually happens in deers, but this time it was caught by a giraffe, leaving it to suffer. Bigfoot family. If you have ever wondered how the monsters behave with one of their own, here is the answer to your question, as Bigfoot was caught walking in the woods. No, not alone this time. He was carrying a baby in his hands. Coming out of the woods when the creature spotted the camera, considering it a threat to his baby. Holding the baby, he went off. Though the video looks quite authentic, when it was uploaded on the internet, the audience became skeptical and started calling it a hoax. So a prank or real evidence? What do you think? Dragging buck. It's not always the unearthly creatures that scare people, but ordinary animals can do this for us too. Just like this, when a strange buck was caught dead on a forest land. With its half-eaten back, the buck looked quite strange. And something even more bizarre was the other buck whose antlers were stuck in his. Because there were only two ways this could have been possible. Either the two of them were fighting when he died, so the other was left stuck with him, or the other one came back after he expired and ate half of his back. But being herbivores, how could that be possible?
Flipping iceberg. These thrill seekers thought it would be a cool idea to climb a giant iceberg, but things quickly went south when a massive chunk of ice rolled over on top of them. Talk about a chilling experience. Luckily, they managed to escape with their lives, but let this be a lesson. Sometimes it's best to just stay on solid ground. Don't you guys agree? Strange lights. This video was recorded by some fishermen out on the Pacific Ocean, and it shows these really strange lights in the sky. They might be a group of lights or something, and they seem to be moving in unusual ways. Some people who had watched the video were convinced that these lights were actually UFOs, but no one had been able to provide a logical explanation for what they might actually be. It's totally a mystery till today. Millions of dead fish. Have you heard about the latest buzz in Australia's outback? Recently, a shocking video surfaced showcasing the aftermath of an unprecedented die-off of fish in a river. Due to extreme floods and hot weather, millions of fish have been left to rot in the river, resulting in a foul smell and a severe ecological crisis. However, there's some good news. Contractors have been hired to remove the rotting fish from the river. Crocodile mummies. Crocs, whether they're dead or alive, will always give people the creeps. While excavating ancient tombs, researchers stumbled upon 12 crocs buried in the soil. From a distance, they looked like they were still alive, with their textured skin appearing fresh and their teeth still intact in their jaws. It was a bit unnerving, as it seemed like they could open their jaws at any moment. The researchers were amazed when they discovered that the crocodiles had been buried for 2,500 years, yet were still in almost pristine condition. A cuttlefish. Have you heard of cuttlefish or cuttles? These little guys are actually fish found in deep parts of the ocean, and they're known to be highly toxic. But let's not focus on their dangerous side for now. Instead, let's talk about how incredibly unique and fascinating they are. Just take a look at their mesmerizing colors and reflections. It's no wonder they've been nicknamed the disco cuttlefish. And that's not all. They even have a way of hypnotizing their prey before attacking. It's truly a wonder to witness. A fire tree. We're all used to the idea that tree twigs and branches are handy for starting fires. But hold on to your hats, because this video is going to blow your mind. It shows the inside of a tree that caught on fire, and people think it was caused by a lightning bolt heating up the sappy insides, which conduct heat really well. Or if you're feeling mystical, maybe supernatural beings sparked up this awesome fire for their own bonfire. What do you think? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. An elephant. Sometimes animals can be big, frightening, and downright terrifying. But every now and then, they need a little help from us humans. Take this elephant for example. Poor thing was shot right in the head and was bleeding out. Obviously, elephants don't have a clue how to fix bullet wounds. So he approached some nearby humans, being careful not to scare them, and showed them the bullet lodged in his skull. Thankfully, the doctors acted quickly and did everything in their power to remove the bullet and treat the infection. Petting a great white. The shark saw the fisherman in the shallow water and decided to attack. But to the shark's surprise, the man did something unexpected. He petted the shark when it came out of the water, showing no fear of the shark's strong jaws. The fisherman even gently stroked the shark's side for a while before sending it back into the water. It's hard to tell if the shark enjoyed the encounter or if it was just looking for a chance to bite the man's hand. Woman on a tree. Nope, she wasn't a ghost. She was a real woman, standing on top of a fig tree and freaking everyone out with her creepy moves. People were shocked when they saw her standing on a delicate branch of the tree, dressed all in white. They called her the Spooky Lady because they couldn't understand how she was able to perform such stunts without any visible support. However, when she was rescued, it turned out that there was nothing supernatural about her behavior. Snakeheads. So there was this wild incident where a farmer found a snake's head in his backyard, and it was still alive. I mean, can you imagine that? The head was moving. It's pretty insane, but apparently snakes are different from other animals. When they lose their heads, they don't need a lot of oxygen to keep their brain going. So the head can actually survive for hours without the body. Crazy, right? Spinning dolphins. These dolphins are impressing everyone with their athletic abilities, jumping high and spinning 7 times in the air. And if that wasn't enough, they can swim at an incredible speed of 200 miles per hour and cover long distances in a day. Recently, a spy dolphin captured footage of these playful creatures having a great time off the coast. But it's not just their stunts that make them unique. They're also known for their intelligence. To avoid predators, these dolphins never fully sleep and always keep their brains partially awake. Humans in cage. Do you consider yourself brave? Would you be willing to step into a cage in the middle of a jungle where lions are roaming nearby, just to get a closer look and better look at these magnificent beasts? There's actually a tourist spot in Harrismith, South Africa, where they'll put you in an enclosure and leave you in the midst of lions. In a video, you can see an elderly couple sitting calmly inside the cage, while lions are roaming around and even sitting on top of the enclosure as visitors take pictures.
Tap dancing chimps. Our jungle buddies, the chimpanzees, are turning into tap dancing superstars. Thanks to some clever scientists and a mirror, we've discovered their secret love for dancing. Some chimps are all about grooving to their reflection, showing off their moves like a true dance troupe. But here's the kicker. Not all chimps are dance fans. Some see their reflection as invading rivals. Can't blame them. Mirrors aren't a standard jungle accessory after all. So let's give it up for our dancing chimps. They're taking rhythm to a whole new level. Giant monster wolf. You've seen wolves in the wild, but this beast is a whole new level of terror. Giant monster wolf is right. This massive predator will have you running for cover. That poor dog in the video had a rude awakening when it thought it could bark its way to victory. But the gigantic wolf had other plans. Can you blame it though? I mean, Who wouldn't want to chase a tiny pup in their own front yard? And if you think it's just a trick, think again. The quick camera shutdown and the owner's reaction says it all. This is one frightening encounter. Fearless forest thieves. Fearless raccoons are not just sticking to the woods and grasslands anymore, they're invading urban areas too. Their dexterous paws let them open doors and pick locks, making them the ultimate scavengers. Check out this trail cam footage where raccoons discover a treasure trove of snacks. But wait, a buck wants in on the action too. Soon, a fierce showdown unfolds as more raccoons join the party. Though outnumbered, the buck's antlers are powerful weapons. Yet the raccoons live up to their names, running off and returning for more. Bears in a moat. Did you hear about those badass bears taking a dip in a moat? It's not your usual bear encounter, that's for sure. Most bears steer clear of humans or give them a good old warning charge, but not these chillaxing bears. They didn't give a hoot about the rowdy crowd above. All they wanted was some cool moat time fun. And get this, they even bring toys for their little pool party. It's like a private bear resort down there. But let me tell you, there's no line for admission because these bears are the bosses of their moat domain and they won't let anyone mess with their water park. Umatilla vocalizations. You won't believe what's going on in Arizona and Oregon. Mysterious howls are spreading across the country, and it's got everyone baffled. Is it laughter, screaming, or maybe Bigfoot's karaoke night? No one knows for sure. People are calling it the Umatilla vocalizations, and they are as eerie as they come. Even the bravest dudes in town get goosebumps when they hear these spine-chilling sounds. Some say it's Bigfoot himself on the move, spreading his legendary howls from state to state. But who knows? It could just be the world's biggest prankster playing tricks on us all.
Skinwalker's hands on tree. Exploring the woods with friends with no idea of the one waiting for him in the woods. This guy decided to go there at night. Returning safely, it was when they looked at the pictures, one of them noticed the eerie hand on the tree. And not just the hands, but an eerie face slightly sneaking from the tree, as if planning to attack the guys. Though the face is a bit blurry, it resembles the traditional skinwalker a lot, famous for disguising themselves to haunt and sometimes even hunt people. Bigfoot or bear? Spotting it from a little distance, these people thought that they had caught a bear coming out of the woods, when they realized that not a bear nor a wild animal, but it was what they were least expecting, a Bigfoot, as it started walking on its forelegs. And not just walking, but the Bigfoot was actually running towards them, quickly coming out of the forest. Though they were able to save themselves, being captured only for a few seconds makes it a little hard to believe in the critter's existence. So, let me know your views. Mysterious eyes. Not ready to expose himself, the cryptid decided to reveal only some parts of him and leave the rest for us to make up. Do they really know how cameras work, or perhaps this is just another coincidence? Well, here, coming near a camera from the side, though only the eyes and some part of his nose could be caught, they were not enough to predict its kind, which was no doubt a Sasquatch. Well, because no bear would shave his hair like this, and the eyes give just the eeriest vibes. And here, the camera caught only the feet of some animal. Well, it's not sure to me if it was a Bigfoot, as the feet look quite a lot like a wolf's. So let me know what you think of this picture, especially the feet. Hiding predator. Catching a deer off guard and still not attacking it? Is that really a predator lurking in the dark? Setting up his trail camera, this man did not have any idea that it would capture a failed ambush attack. At first, a deer appeared right in front of the camera and sat there to relax. Dozing there for some time, just when it changes its position and goes a little out of the camera's sight, two illuminated eyes appear behind him, and started moving on the side. Realizing that he had been watched, even though sleeping, he quickly stood up and scared the predator. Deer approaches hunter. Either this deer has seen something he was not prepared for, or there's some massive animal coming to attack him. While hunting in the Kruger National Park, this hunter was aiming at wild deer, but was surprised to see this strange behavior, because just when he pulled down the weapon, the deer came running at him. Standing beside him, even when the man pets the terrified deer, it keeps looking back, as if there was a deadly creature waiting for her there. And even when the video reached the examiners, they revealed the deers exhibit such behavior when they're either terrified or are actually seeking help. Deer Demon. Well, it feels to me that the deer and the demon have a past connection. If not, then how would you explain these creepy incidents? This picture shows a deer standing and facing the camera, but there's some other thing looking at the camera, or might be at the deer too. A shadowy figure, which appears to have no arms and no figure as well. And due to this, there could be a chance of the figure being a hoax or a reflection from the lake that is distorted by the trail camera's poor quality. While the previous one could be a hoax, this one is quite convincing, as it does not show any man-made costume figure, but just a bright light that might have fox ears, and it's standing right over the camera.
A witch. Let's say you're returning home from a party, and while driving on a highway, you come across an old woman standing at the side of the road. She's facing you, and as soon as you stop the car, she starts walking towards you. You try reversing your car, and she's still walking towards you, in fact, faster than before. You try looking at her more closely, and now is actually running towards you in the creepiest way possible. Won't you have a mini heart attack right there? I mean, what exactly is an old woman dressed in all white standing in the middle of nowhere? What do you guys think? An alien-like creature. A very tiny and very weird creature was found on a street in Sydney. It looked like a mixture of a squid and an octopus. But being so away from water, no one knew what it was doing there. To some, it looked like some creature's embryo, but how did it end up there is a question which remains unanswered. A troll. You might know it is a mythical creature, but let us tell you, sometimes myths can be very real. All you need is the courage to go to places normally no one would, just like this man did. He went into a cave, and what he filmed there became something which shocked anyone who saw it. A giant troll was seen coming out of a deep, dark cave. Unfortunately, the video ends there, so we don't know what happened afterwards. A three-horned cow. Something which was as real as it looked and left the netizens with no chance to think it was fake was a three-horned cow. This cow belongs to the Ankoli cow breed. The breed is famous for having 3 giant horns, which makes them different from all others. But this one cow had a plan of being more unique than anyone else. Thus, it produced another big horn along with the usual 2. And just like it planned, the cow grabbed quite a few eyeballs with its 3rd horn. For those who are thinking about its health, don't worry, the cow is all fine with nothing to worry about. An eyeless monster. If there's one place in the world you would expect to find an alien-esque monster of the deep, it's Australia. And yes, that is exactly where this no-eyed fish monster was caught. Even though the size was small, the fish looked like something straight out of a horror movie. This 15-centimeter long worm-like fish was said to be related to worm gobbies. Because worm gobbies tend to live their entire lives under the mud, humans rarely come across them, so there's a chance that it might be a new species. A monster in the desert. A video was uploaded on the internet in August of 2016, where a humanoid creature was seen walking in the Portuguese desert. According to some, it was a chupacabra, but for others, it was an alien. It was never seen or caught on camera again, so we don't know what it was. One weird thing about it was that the creature was moving towards the bush, and then it just vanished. Where did it go? No one knows. For those wondering, there is a desert in Portugal, and it is pretty big, so there's a big chance that this creature is real and is still out there waiting for someone to pass by and get a brand new footage of itself.
Hopping monster. Hopping like a monkey at first, the monster took advantage of the people's ignorance and swiftly covered most of the distance between them. Making its way towards them, the hungry beast was coming fast, but realizing that it had been spotted by the people, suddenly vanished behind the bushes. It gave the impression of being the least interested in them, as it planned to attack the people. But then, coming out again, this time a little furious, the beast tried to come straight at them and force them to run and save their lives. Ghostly spirits. Walking in the Stansted Forest across a small town in the UK, this man captured something creepy. As along the fog, there were some ghostly spirits too that were floating in the air. Some of them looked like an old woman, others were of a child, and the rest were distorted, as nothing could be made out of them. According to the locals who live near the forest, these are the spirits of an old couple that accidentally came in front of the railway track nearby and were sadly killed. And ever since then, they have been haunting the people visiting the forest. Horrid creature. Never failing to terrorize people, hiking or even a visit to the dense woods always brings the creepy creature living inside it. And this time, not the Bigfoot, but the man who decided to chase the mythical beast along the forest. Breathing heavily out of fear and tiredness of the long walk, he still does not stop and continues his journey to learn more about it. But never ready to reveal himself, the Sasquatch could be seen running along the trail, and sometimes even hiding behind the trees to somehow escape the man. But why? Why is the beast so afraid of that man? Is it really as scary as we assume? Or could it be the other way around? Mountain Sasquatch. Backpacking in the Marble Mountains of California, this family was left stunned when they came across the weirdly snapped trees. Observing them a little closely, these people were left surprised, as there were no signs of axes cutting them down. Then, who did it? While they were on this subject, one of the guys spotted the giant walking down from a cliff. Though the video is a little blurry, the height and massive size of the Bigfoot can be seen clearly, as it was probably no less than 4 meters tall. Look at the trees looking so tiny in front of that eerie being. Albino beast. To investigate the disturbing noise coming from a backyard at night, a homeowner in Pennsylvania decided to go out with a camera and a flashlight. While walking in the dark woods, he threw light on a tree near which he felt some heavy biped footsteps. And there he saw an eerie, pale humanoid creature with pitch black eyes, yet quickly ran after the flash hit his face. Since it appeared for just a moment, nothing could be stated much about it, but many think it was a rare albino Bigfoot. Take a closer look and help us to identify if it was actually an albino Bigfoot, or perhaps just the technology making hoaxes look realistic. Unidentified hairy beast. Hiding behind the bushes or lurking in the forest, there are so many unknown beasts that have always created a spark on the internet. And now, we have another disturbing piece of evidence that might send cold chills down your spine. Filmed at some undisclosed location, a trail camera shows a brunette, hairy object appearing in the frame. With a long, bushy arm, the beast attempted to cover the camera with leaves as if it was trying to hide its identity. It couldn't be captured for long, as the creature quickly ripped the camera off the tree and went off. When the owner of the video couldn't identify the beast, he decided to post it, as to him, it was definitely not a bear. Pitch black biped. It might be the strongest evidence of a Bigfoot existence, or perhaps another giant beast is waiting to be explored. While surveying somewhere in the woods of Australia, far away from the human settlements, a group of rangers noticed a bizarre, pitched black figure appearing from the undergrowth. Since it was too dark to be a kangaroo, it was thought to be some huge biped creature that was spotted roaming through the dense forest. The alleged Bigfoot sighting, or perhaps some other biped monster? Share your views about it. Snake eating eggs. Well, it might look surprising, but there's a species of snake who likes to swallow entire eggs besides all many other living beings. Because apparently the eggs, especially those belonging to chickens, are their favorites. And speaking of which, bull snakes have got this ingenious ability to sense a chicken's coop. And unfortunately, if they are successful in finding one, there's no way to keep them away from it. The spooky trail cam footage shows this suspicious bull snake, who, after finding a nest full of eggs, was in awe of stealing them. Did you see how it swallowed the whole thing without even breaking it? Today's open discussion points towards this eerie figure rushing along a desolated roadside. A bunch of friends, while passing through this highway, were shocked to see a bizarre figure storming along at the speed of their car. At first, the group speculated it was an unusual wind, but when one of them took a picture of it, it turned out to be something beyond their imagination. With a skeleton-like thin body structure and pointed feet, the creepy figure appears to be walking on all four of its legs, where some are speculating it to be an alienoid figure, while others believe it's some sort of skinwalker searching for its next meal in the middle of nowhere. Let me know what you folks think of it in the comments section below. Strange furry creature. Out in the woods, a rather very suspicious creature was found lying lifeless on a bunch of fresh leaves. The footage shows a pile of gray hair with some sharp protruding claws, but since the figure is almost covered in a mess of hair, it seemed quite impossible to identify the species. Some say it's a mole during its decomposition, while others believe it's a mutant animal. Well, whatever it is, thank goodness it's not moving, because judging by the looks of it, the creature sure looks fearsome. Hairless creature. Spotted by a team of plantation workers in Sarawak, the creepy creature emerges from the woods, crawling on four legs, with sharp claws, short ears, and apparently without a tail, covered in the brownish-gray hairless skin, and with appearance so creepy and terrifying. The works, after believing it to be a monstrous being, started to beat the creature until the poor thing was left unconscious. But when a team of environmental experts dug in to investigate the whole situation, it turned out to be a rare species of bear, better known as the Malayan sun bear. Hence, the workers were condemned for their cruelty against an innocent being, and the bear was sent back to the jungle.
Crabs. The clip opens with a sandy beach and calm waters. Suddenly, hundreds of mole crabs start emerging from the sand, shocking the onlookers. The crabs are seen swarming the shore, creating a dramatic and unusual sight. The mole crabs are known to be subterranean dwellers, and it's rare to see them in such large numbers all at once. The onlookers are amazed at the unexpected and unusual scene that is playing out before them. Good thing they recorded it so we could share it with you all. Eagle catches goat. In this heart-stopping clip, an eagle is seen swooping down on a baby mountain goat. The goat tries to make a run for it, but the eagle is relentless in its pursuit. As the eagle's talons close around the baby goat, it lifts off the ground and flies away. This intense moment showcases the power and skill of these magnificent birds of prey. The majesty of the eagle and the vulnerability of the young goat make for a tense and breathtaking scene. A yawning frog. In this short video, we are introduced to a tiny round rain frog. The little guy wakes up from his slumber, stretching out a big yawn. He then rubs his eyes and looks around, before finally squeezing himself into a tiny hole. The video provides a unique perspective into the world of rain frogs, and is sure to captivate and amaze viewers. A tree full of pollen. This clip shows a pine tree, which apparently was full of pollen, and the people cutting it did not know that, falls down, creating a big yellow cloud around the tree and covers the whole area in an instant. The sight of the pollen falling is both peaceful and mesmerizing. This scene captures the beauty and fragility of nature in a single moment. A giant snake around car. A recent video has captured a surprising and somewhat frightening scene: a giant snake wrapped around a car. The snake appears to be a constrictor, its powerful coils ensnaring the vehicle in a tight embrace. It is not only extremely long, but also quite strong. making it an imposing sight for those who come across it. While the sight of a snake wrapped around a car might be unsettling for some, it is a testament to the incredible abilities of these reptiles. A floating croc. In this short video clip, a crocodile is seen floating in the water in a zoo or something. The way the croc floats makes it look silly and lighthearted, and the clip is sure to bring a smile to the faces of viewers and provide a moment of humor and enjoyment. Many have even declared the croc their spirit animal.
Extraterrestrial creature. A chilling 911 call reported a strange and giant creature in someone's backyard, prompting response from the authorities. As the police arrived, they found no trace of the creature, leaving everyone puzzled. The audio recording of the call became a topic of fascination and wonder, sparking debates about the existence of extraterrestrial creatures. The encounter served as a reminder that, even if one didn't believe in something, it didn't mean it wasn't real to those who experienced it. The uncanny night visitor. Imagine the astonishment when a nocturnal visitor materializes upon opening the front door. A goat with radiant, glowing eyes fixated on you. It's not hostile, but the unexpectedness and peculiarity leave you perplexed and unnerved. Is this innocent lost animal seeking solace? Or could it be something darker? The possibilities are both unsettling and intriguing. Some speculate it could be a supernatural or possessed entity, drawn to the house for a purpose beyond comprehension. Grizzly bear attacked camera. In a rare and shocking moment, a big black bear made a surprise landing on the entrance to someone's tent. The unexpected encounter captured the terrifying reality of encountering a wild bear in close proximity. The footage served as a stark reminder of the need for caution and respect when venturing into the bear's natural habitat. Creepy werewolf. In Brazil, a witness experienced a haunting encounter with a strange creature hiding in the dark. As the eerie creature attempted to attack the observer, they narrowly avoided its grasp, escaping its clutches just in time. The mysterious creature, with its unknown identity, left everyone pondering the existence of supernatural beings and legendary creatures that look a lot like animals we already are aware of. Haunting night visitor. Prepare to be spellbound by an eerie night encounter caught on camera. In the dark silence, a strange ghostly figure dashes into view at an unnatural speed. Unmistakably unusual, it moves with an otherworldly grace, resembling a human-like form with 4 legs. As it disappears into the night, the recorder is left with a lingering sense of wonder and unease. The authenticity of the video remains a mystery, yet the unsettling nature of the creature leaves you curious and haunted by its presence. What strange entity roams the shadows? And what secrets does the night hold?
The cryptic creature. It's about the Apple Malaysian mountain in North America, where nature's secrets take a bizarre turn. A passionate nature enthusiast ventured out on the Appalachian Trail, seeking peace amidst diverse wildlife. But what he encountered left him utterly astounded. A creature unlike any other. A chilling blend of a seal and a bird, with woodpecker-like beaks and haunting hollow black eyes. The bizarre sighting has perplexed experts and baffled viewers worldwide. Despite sharing the intriguing footage online, the creature's identity remains an enigma shrouded in mystery. A crawling creature. It is a puzzling trail cam encounter that has left everyone scratching their heads. The footage may be grainy, but its creepy contents speak volumes. What on earth could this mysterious creature be? Is it an ordinary animal distorted by the camera's quality, or do its unsettling movements suggest something far more uncanny? At times, it seems almost human-like, yet its unnatural behavior throws us off entirely. Could it be a peculiar type of boar or pig? But the way it moves defies all expectations. Astonishingly, this enigmatic being remains unfazed by the presence of the observer, raising even more questions that may forever remain unanswered. Slender Man. In a startling trail cam capture, a haunting figure sits amidst the forest, reigniting the debate about this once-thought fictional character's existence. The Slender Man, infamous for scaring children, may not be confined to the realm of imagination after all. Though no reports of child kidnapping surfaced in the vicinity, the photo poses an unsettling possibility. Are you ready to confront the mystifying Slender Man? Let us know which trail cam sighting scared you the most as we navigate through the blurred lines of reality and the eerie world of the unknown. A ghostly figure revealed. It is a haunting image that has sparked debates and intrigue. Zoom in and you'll spot a mysterious, colorless figure hiding behind a tree. The spectral appearance of a young girl. Some believe she met a tragic fate here, her spirit lingering in familiar surroundings. Interestingly, her apparition coincides with the time of Google's mapping expedition. Yet opinions diverge on this mysterious phenomenon. Some contend it's a true ghostly encounter, while skeptics propose digital manipulation via Photoshop. The question remains, is this an ordinary girl captured posthumously or an ethereal presence lingering beyond the living?
The crawling figure. In the dead of night, a trail cam filmed an eerie human-like figure crawling strangely on the ground. Some whispered it was a skinwalker, while others brushed it off as a prank. The truth, forever a mystery. This unnerving sight kept people awake at night, wondering what lurked in the darkness. The sight of a strange figure creeping through the woods ignited chilling tales and urban legends among the locals, turning the area into a hotbed of spine-tingling stories. Skeleton with glowing eyes. Beyond the trees and wild animals, forests harbor dangerous mythical creatures. In Casanino National Forest, Arizona, a group of hikers encountered a troubling sight. A man with a shaved head and a skinny body, resembling a Halloween skeleton. As they focused a light on him, his eyes began to glow, sending chills down their spines. Human eyes don't glow, revealing this to be no human but a ghostly apparition. The glowing-eyed skeleton haunted their memories, leaving them to wonder about the mysterious forces lurking in the dark woods. Glowing-eyed mummy chase. In September of 2019, two colleagues had a chilling encounter while driving home. A figure with glowing eyes began sprinting beside their car, only to reveal itself as a mummy-like creature with supernatural speed. It attempted to jump into their vehicle, but they managed to escape. This was no hoax. It was a genuine glowing-eyed mummy chase. The spooky signal left them questioning whether they had witnessed an ancient curse coming to life. The walking umbrella. One misty evening, the backyard transforms into an otherworldly stage as an ordinary umbrella comes to life. Strangely, it seems to walk on its own, giving an eerie impression of ghostly intervention. As the camera pans out, a mysterious figure emerges, seemingly controlling the umbrella's unsettling dance. But who is this enigmatic person, and what lies behind this bizarre spectacle? Pepper spray incident. In the midst of a thrilling hiking adventure, two friends had faced a perilous encounter with an aggressive Yeti. This formidable creature had inspected their belongings, but an accidental pepper spray attack had left it in a panic. A close encounter with the Yeti was no laughing matter, but luckily they had escaped unharmed. The tale of cryptid confrontations and mysterious wild beings lurking in the shadows had kept them on edge, even after the adrenaline had subsided.
Bleeding tree. This wounded tree is one that's native to South Africa and is known as the dragon blood tree, or Sakota dragon tree. People are becoming more and more fascinated with these trees because they seem to bleed when you cut them. But until they actually come across one, most people think they are fantastical objects that only exist in stories. This might be nature's way of telling us to knock off cutting the trees. A sea monster. It's true that moray eels look quite deadly and ominous. Now if I ever came across one, I think it would be best to just keep myself away from it. However, there are other scary-looking critters that are more appropriate. This creature the diver encountered was all about cuddling and snuggles. It didn't mind people paddling and scratching it, and it didn't appear to be trying to flee or attack. Instead, it kind of resembled an ocean puppy rather than a terrifying, nasty monster. Snail eating carrots. Alright, so when it comes to food, snails are already pretty strange and slimy creatures that prefer fresh leaves, stems, and other such items for lunch and dinner. However, recently, they've developed quite a taste for vegetables. For example, take a look at this snail that is so enamored with a carrot that he won't let go of it. Am I weird because I find this endearing? Maybe it's just me. Walking fishes. This clip was shared online on May 29th, 2016, shocking people all over the world. When people first saw these fish strolling on land, they were in awe. Now, we don't know how they got to the shore, and we don't know how they managed to walk back into the sea without getting hurt. But the day when these fishes control the land and we humans have nowhere to go is not that far off if this trend continues. Now, this is merely an odd phenomena that calls for careful examination and a justification to be made public. Alligator playing golf? What was the giant alligator thinking when it first approached the golf course, stole the ball, and then had the audacity to simply leave it there in its open mouth with the ball exposed? What was it thinking? That someone was going to approach to retrieve the ball and it would just get some lunch? What are these animals even thinking doing things like that? Although, to be fair, I'm sure there's at least one golfer out there who probably would have tried to tee up.
Enigmatic creature encounter. During one of their father-son outings, they stumbled upon a bizarre sight deep in the woods. A small cryptic being stood before them, resembling a bird or a penguin. The curious creature locked eyes with them, leaving the duo puzzled and shocked. Unable to identify the strange critter, they wisely decided to beat a hasty retreat, not willing to find out what it was or where it came from. The encounter became a cherished family tale, retold around campfires and family gatherings. They even drew sketches of the peculiar creature, trying to decipher its origin and purpose. The mystery entity continued to haunt their imaginations, and ours too. Cryptid encounter. A mysterious and otherworldly creature was captured on a trail camera lurking in the depths of the forest. Its appearance is obscured, but the long strides and thick fur coat suggests similarities to the infamous Sasquatch or Bigfoot. However, what stands out the most is its strange, hopping behavior, which adds to the enigma surrounding this elusive cryptid. Could it be a new species yet to be identified, or just an elaborate hoax? The footage leaves researchers and enthusiasts alike intrigued and eager to uncover the truth. Sighting on hidden camera. A trail camera caught a black and furry figure moving along the tree line. The footage's authenticity is questioned, as it appears to be edited to enhance the creature's size. Some speculate it could be a genuine Sasquatch sighting, while others believe it to be a clever attempt to create a viral Bigfoot video. For enthusiasts of cryptids and mysterious creatures, this video fuels curiosity and raises the age-old question: are there unknown beings lurking in the shadows of the world? Chupacabra caper. An eerie video captured what appeared to be the legendary Chupacabra, a demon dog with glowing eyes and a skinny frame. The chilling creature gave some serious goosebumps to the adventurers. While some believed it to be the infamous urban legend, others leaned toward more scientific explanations, like an emaciated dog or a sick raccoon. Whatever it was, the creature knew it was being watched and made a speedy getaway, leaving everyone in awe and wonder. The internet detectives went wild, sharing theories and debates about the creature's origins. It reignited the interest in cryptozoology, with enthusiasts scouring the area for more evidence of the elusive Chupacabra. Camping trip gone horribly wrong. In April of 2020, a kid named Noah embarked on a truck camping adventure in Sun River, Oregon. As he settled in for the night, mysterious sounds outside disturbed his peace. listening carefully.
If you can hear that, it's pretty loud.
He discerned distinct footprints nearby, indicating the presence of someone else. Fearful but determined, Noah recorded the unnerving encounter with his GoPro. The unknown person attempted to open his truck's locked doors, knocked on the trunk,
Knocking on my truck.
and peered through the windows. Frightened and alone in the dark forest, Noah couldn't identify the intruder, and the strange incident remains unexplained.
A creepy man. This video captures this super creepy guy lurking around in the woods. The person filming tries to have a chat with him and figure out what he's doing there.
How you doing? Oh,
But he doesn't say a single word. Instead, he just makes these spine-chilling noises that'll totally creep you out. After a moment, the man begins crawling out of the woods in the most bizarre manner, and that's when the person filming becomes spooked and decides to leave the area. A demon. So there's this video of these guys who went for a night walk in the woods. They had a flashlight, but it was still hella dark. As they were walking, they found this strange creature sitting on the ground with its back to them. At first, they figured it was some sort of animal, but when it turned its head around, they saw these creepy glowing eyes and a super creepy face. Some folks say it was a demon, while others reckon it was a fallen angel. Either way, it's some seriously spooky stuff. The Rake. This video features a man who was intrigued by unusual sounds emanating from the sewer near his home. He'd heard similar noises before and had seen what he believed to be an extraterrestrial being. In a courageous attempt, he tried to communicate with the creature, but the outcome was anything but calm. While some speculate that it may have been the Rake, the identity of the creature remains a mystery. A creepy creature. Dark web is something we all know about, but not everyone can access. And trust me, the ones who did access it ended up regretting. Take this video for example. We see a creepy creature moving in the house from hallway to the room and then to God knows where. And if you're thinking it was human, just look at the way it's walking. Does that look human to you? Alien-like figure. In July 2021, some people were on their way back to their home in India. According to them, it was somewhere around midnight when they came across this creepy figure walking along the road. Good thing they had a dash cam installed in their car, so we got this footage. And just look at the way it's walking. It seems like an alien to me. But do let us know what you guys think. A strange worm. A man in Australia was out for his routine walk when he came across this strange-looking worm-like thing. It's not the fact that it looks like a worm that makes it strange, but it's the length of the thing and the way it's divided into multiple segments is what makes it strangest of all. I've never seen any worm of such length before. A sneaky being. This man heard some strange noises from the forest and decided to venture out there late at night to see if he could find something interesting. However, he came across a bizarre creature lurking behind a tree and making creepy whistle-like noises. When he spotted it, he sprinted away as fast as he could, and fortunately, he managed to escape without harm. Another Yeti. The person who filmed the video was extremely surprised by the massive creature that he captured. However, the shocker was that the creature was nowhere to be seen when they returned the next day to film it again. This caused a frenzy online as people tried to decipher what it could be. Some speculated it might be a Nephilim or a Yeti, while others believed it could be a top-secret military project. A baby mermaid. You must have always heard about mermaids being a mythical creature, but this video will get you doubting that. A man in India saw something unusual swimming in the water and went to inspect it, and to his surprise, it was something which looked exactly like a mermaid, just a little smaller in size than we all must have expected. Perhaps it was a baby mermaid, or maybe just a little monkey drowning. With the video ending so abruptly, there's nothing we can say for sure.
Huge humanoid. Back in 2008, in the Snowshoe Mountains of the USA, a hiker came across something really weird that, according to him, he had never witnessed before during 8 years of his hiking adventure. Recorded for just a few seconds, a huge creature could be seen lurking through the woods above one of the hills. Not much else is known about the footage, as the huge humanoid quickly passed through the camera. However, the hiker claimed that it might be the mythical Bigfoot. Do you guys also think the same? Monster Man. While gathering some beautiful memories while cruising in a river, a man was surprised to see a living being on a nearby island. The animal appeared as a large humanoid walking on two limbs, just like an ape. The creature couldn't be claimed as an indigenous being, as that island was famous for being an abandoned one for a very long time. So, could we claim it as a Sasquatch sighting? Or perhaps there is some other monster man living on that island? How many of you think it was an elusive Sasquatch sighting? Let us know by commenting below. Bigfoot in swamp. Scientists argue that there's no evidence Bigfoot exists, and many consider it a myth. But a young boy named McCamey has claimed to watch a huge hairy beast that, according to him, was a real Bigfoot. While canoeing in Tampa in January 2005, he managed to capture a massive black creature in the nearby swamp that initially appeared as a huge black bear. But the way it moved through the woods with its long swinging arms didn't match a bear's traits. So the guy was convinced to name the creature a Bigfoot, which was sighted while strolling fearlessly through a gator-infested swamp.
Trail cameras mounted on trees recording animals is an old thing now. Spy cameras dressed and set as actual animals is the new thing now, and we see that in this video, which shows a spy gorilla camera in action. At first, the clan thought it to be weird and had to do a little inspection before they made the decision that the gorilla is no harm, so they'll let it stay. And that's when the camera recorded the beautiful moments of the gorilla family. A mutant calf. A farmer in North Macedonia was ecstatic as his cow was expected to deliver twins. But what actually happened left him in shock. Instead of two healthy calves, a mutant calf with two heads was born. The skulls were fused together, and it was unclear what caused this strange occurrence. Despite surviving for a few days, the vets believed they would not live much longer. But according to the latest news, the calf is still alive. Maybe it'll actually live just as long as usual calves do. A scary ghost. Let's check out this clip captured on a home security camera outside a house. You can hear faint footsteps before a blurry figure appears and moves across the screen. Since the video quality is poor, it's hard to make out any details. Is it a prowler, or could it be something paranormal? Upon closer inspection, the figure seems to briefly disappear when it reaches the center of the screen. This leaves us wondering if it's just a camera glitch, or if there's something more sinister going on. Two-headed cow. In 2015, a farmer named Dwight Cruz in Florida had an astonishing experience when his cow gave birth to a calf with two faces. The calf, named Annabelle, had two heads, 4 eyes, 2 ears, 2 mouths, and 2 noses. However, it also had 2 brains, which made it difficult for the calf to coordinate and feed from its mother. Consequently, the farm owner had to feed the poor baby with a bottle. Known as dicephalic parapagus, occurs when the embryo fails to split correctly during pregnancy and could be genetic.
The ghostly visitor. Next up, we journey to Shawnee, Oklahoma, where an unsuspecting trail camera captured a bone-chilling apparition. Picture this. A motion-activated camera snaps a photo of what appears to be a woman in a flowing gown, right in the heart of the forest. Was it a lost soul wandering in the woods, or could it be the spirit of someone who met a tragic fate long ago? The mystery surrounding this ghostly encounter will leave you with goosebumps. The rampaging gorilla. If you thought gorillas were gentle giants, think again. Our next encounter takes us to a heart-pounding moment when a gorilla in the wild decides to go on a full-on rampage. Watch in awe as the primate charges towards onlookers, sending them running for their lives. Thankfully, everyone manages to escape unharmed. But it's a reminder that you never know what these unpredictable creatures might do. So, the next time you spot a gorilla in the wild, it might be wise to keep a safe distance. The Midnight Stalker. As the homeowners slept peacefully inside, a massive mountain lion was spotted roaming around the property. The thought of such a predator lurking right outside their house was utterly terrifying. Fortunately, no one was outside when this happened, avoiding a potentially chilling encounter. The footage from the Ring doorbell captured this heart-pounding moment, a real-life horror scene playing out in the dead of night. The homeowners couldn't believe their eyes when they reviewed the video in the morning. The sight of that majestic yet intimidating beast prowling around their home sent shivers down their spines. Deadly Desert Rattler. The desert adventure took a spine-chilling turn when they encountered a western diamondback rattlesnake, a predator with a lethal bite and a penchant for aggression. This snake was not to be messed with. The heart-stopping footage captured the daring human getting dangerously close to the rattler, who responded with a threatening display of its rattling fangs. A close call, reminding everyone to steer clear of dangerous animals, especially venomous snakes. The adrenaline rush from that encounter stayed with them for days, and the video became a viral sensation on social media. Spine-chilling encounter. Mike, the superintendent firefighter, found himself in an eerie forest during a raging fire. His encounter with the peculiar bobcat left him stunned. This particular feline acted unlike any bobcat he'd ever seen, and its unsettling screams sent shivers down his spine. Later, he stumbled upon an abandoned cabin, furniture turned upside down, raising questions about its sinister history. An unsettling and hair-raising experience that left Mike spooked and the mystery unsolved. Mike couldn't shake off the feeling that he had crossed paths with something beyond the natural realm. The Cry of Bigfoot. In the heart of Texas forest, a police officer's rest stop took an eerie turn as an otherworldly bellow echoed through the woods. The sheer volume and haunting quality of the cry left the officer wondering if it could be the elusive Bigfoot. With headphones on, the chilling sound seemed almost beyond reality.
Starting to regret that I stopped at this rest.
A later encounter captured Bigfoot's face, resembling human features, but with an unsettling size and peculiar gap between its eyes. Was this truly the legendary creature, the elusive and mysterious calling out from the depths of the wilderness? Alien encounter. In the wilds of Texas, a farmer had set a trap to catch a mysterious animal terrorizing his chickens. The unexpected encounter had left the farmer with no choice but to shoot, leading to a shocking discovery. The revelations of the encounter had peeled back the layers of the puzzling event, revealing an unearthly revelation that had astonished and puzzled everyone who feared the farmer's account. The incident had left an indelible mark on the farmer, forever changing his perspective on the world around him. Shadowy Beast. Amidst the desolate Nebraska woodland, an eerie and spine-chilling scene unfolded as an unusual and mysterious figure emerged from behind the swaying grass. At first sight, the creature appeared to be a distressed monkey or a lost and bewildered creature, but as it drew closer, revealing its terrifying countenance, the truth became evident. This was no ordinary encounter. The person recording the video, filled with both confusion and fear, immediately dubbed the mysterious entity the Shady Beast. Could it be a legendary cryptid, an otherworldly visitor, or something far more sinister and inexplicable? The haunting encounter left everyone pondering the mysteries that lurk in the depths of the Nebraska wilderness. Tarzan in the woods. Imagine stumbling upon an awe-inspiring sight. A Minnesota construction worker encountering a tall, naked man, seemingly fascinated by modern construction. With a towering height that dwarfed ordinary people, this real-life Tarzan had captured the imagination of witnesses. But as quickly as he appeared, he vanished into the wilderness, leaving behind more questions than answers. The colossal visitor's fleeting presence left the construction worker both intrigued and bewildered, prompting him to wonder about the hidden secrets that lie hidden behind the enigmatic encounter.
From eerie apparitions to strange creatures lurking in the shadows, this video will send shivers down your spine. Today we'll be looking into the dark and mysterious world of trail cameras, where bizarre and spine-chilling encounters are captured. Let's get started! Unearthly encounter. One person's encounter with this video allegedly left their phone damaged. As we carefully analyze the footage, a mysterious figure emerges from behind a tree, seemingly toying with the camera, only to vanish as quickly as it appeared. Moments later, it reappears, pulling down the trail camera, leaving an unsettling mark on the scene. Is it just a skilled individual wearing elaborate makeup? Or could we be facing something beyond the realm of the ordinary? Could this be the elusive Rake, a paranormal being known to lurk in the shadows of the woods? Creature at supernatural speed. During the road, the car comes to a halt, and suddenly, an otherworldly figure materializes in the distance, sprinting with supernatural speed. Bewildering and ghostly, the creature emerges in the video, its form obscured by darkness, yet strangely white with 4 agile legs propelling it forward. Its movements, reminiscent of a predator, exude an air of danger. Unfazed by potential threats, the passengers remain transfixed, watching this enigmatic being with equal parts fear and fascination. As the creature vanishes into the night, the unsettling encounter leaves viewers pondering its authenticity and pondering the unimaginable possibilities it holds. The Flight of New Jersey Devil. This video is about the heart of myth and reality, brought to life by David Black's remarkable footage. The legendary creature known as the New Jersey Devil has always remained elusive, residing in the realm of myth and folklore. However, this encounter challenges everything we thought we knew about this mysterious being. While strolling through southern New Jersey, David witnessed the New Jersey Devil taking flight before his very eyes. Swiftly grabbing his camera, he immortalized the momentous event, forever altering our perceptions. Figure roams the forest. A trail cam set up to ward off lurking predators captures a sight far beyond the ordinary. Instead of the expected wildlife, a peculiar gray figure emerges. Its deliberate, purposeful strides through the forest leave viewers perplexed. Seemingly at home in the wild, the figure kneels and stands with an enigmatic intent, adding to its otherworldly aura. Is it the spirit of someone long gone? A cryptid lurking in the shadows? Or simply someone in a makeshift ghost costume? The debate rages on, and opinions diverge between the paranormal and the mundane. Chupacabra or raccoon? This video showcases a figure that flirts with scientific acceptance and rational thought. None other than the elusive Chupacabra. With its bald skin, glowing eyes, and alien-like appearance, it's no wonder the local individual behind the recording drew this astonishing conclusion. As the creature forages through garbage, fear ripples through the community, unsure of this enigmatic being's true identity. While wildlife experts suggest it might be a severely ill raccoon, doubts linger. Skeptics suspect a deliberate cover-up to avoid tourist disruption. The truth remains shrouded in mystery, leaving us with a spine-tingling puzzle that demands further exploration. A zombie-like figure. This video, captured on a trail cam, unleashes an eerie encounter that defies explanation. The camera's owner was left petrified and stunned as he stumbled upon footage that was far from ordinary. Originally set up to capture nocturnal wildlife, what emerged was the unsettling image of a zombie-like figure. The baffling part? This was no Halloween prank. It was recorded in October, nowhere near the spooky season. While some may argue for the possibility of illness or a costume, the recorder's mind was gripped by the idea of witnessing a real-life zombie. Shared online, opinions on the footage have sparked a storm of speculation. As the debate rages on, the question lingers. Does this unearthly video provide evidence of the existence of zombies? Or is it a puzzle waiting to be solved? Ghostly hybrid or canine scavenger? This video surfaced, leaving everyone pondering if they were witnessing two animals combined into one. The uploader was convinced they stumbled upon a ghostly creature, an otherworldly fusion of coyote, zebra, and wolf. While it's a fascinating notion, we have to put that idea to rest. As we carefully analyze the video, a different conclusion emerges. The footage likely captures a cunning canine carrying the remains of other animals, adding to its mysterious aura. But let's keep the discussion open. What's your take on this enigmatic encounter? Do you believe it's merely a canine scavenger, or could there be more to this spectacle? Eyes in the dark. It's a chilling tale of a man haunted by an unsettling feeling in his bedroom. Determined to unravel the mystery, he sets up a camera to capture the truth, and what he discovers is nothing short of bone-chilling. In the ghostly morning recording, a small figure bends over his bed, sending shivers down his spine. Confused and alarmed, he rules out the possibility of it being his kid, for he lives alone. So, what on earth could it be? Is it an otherworldly visitor, an enigmatic cryptid lurking in the shadows, or a mere glitch of the camera? Looming creature in the grasslands. It's about a journey into the grasslands on a cloudy morning, where a mysterious creature lurks. Caught on camera, it first appeared motionless, but gradually its towering figure stirs to life, almost human-like, covered in thick brown fur. As we focus on its face, a white yet indistinct facial area catches our attention, while its head resembles that of an ape. Just when we think we're getting a closer look, it vanishes into the tall grass, leaving us questioning its identity. Could it be the legendary Sasquatch, elusive and enigmatic? Or is it merely a man disguised as the infamous Bigfoot, eager to spark intrigue? Bones and shadows. In this gripping video, an unsuspecting hero takes us on a dusk journey through eerie woods. As he rides, he stumbles upon a bone-chilling sight, scattered bones, likely the remnants of predators in these haunting woods. But there's something unsettling familiar about it all, as if he's been here before. As darkness descends, tension builds, and just when he thinks things couldn't get worse, the natural world falls eerily silent. Amidst the stillness, he spots it. Glowing eyes, pale corpse-like skin, and a terrifying presence lurking ahead. Panic sets in, and he desperately revs his bike to escape the sinister entity. A headless man in woods. During the serene scenery, an old man wanders at a slow and relaxed pace, but there's a spine-chilling twist. He appears to be without a head. Unsettling, right? But that's not all. This enigmatic figure seems to be carrying something in his hand, shrouded in mystery. The footage leaves us with more questions than answers. What could he be holding? And what lies behind this haunting presence? One thing's for sure, encountering such a sight alone in the woods would send shivers down anyone's spine. The mysterious Bigfoot sighting. A tranquil boat ride along the scenic lakeside in Ontario, Canada, interrupted by an unexpected twist. Out of nowhere, an enigmatic creature emerges from the woods, attempting to hide from startled onlookers. Was it a cunning cryptid seeking concealment? Zoom in on the footage and you'll be stunned by its uncanny resemblance to the infamous Bigfoot, a massive, hairy, bipedal creature that sparked countless sightings worldwide. With Bigfoot encounters becoming more frequent, believers are convinced of their existence. Could this gripping footage be the ultimate proof we've been waiting for? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We can't wait to hear your take on this mystery. The creepy mirror selfie. Get ready to feel the chills down your spine with this viral sensation that's been taking the internet by storm. This hair-raising footage has everyone talking. The eerie encounter begins as a woman attempts a simple selfie in front of a mirror. But what happens next defies all explanation. Watch closely as her reflection seems to move independently, sending shivers down your spine. Is it a clever CGI stunt to rack up views, or is there something more sinister lurking within this unsettling video? Take a look and decide for yourself if it's a simple trick or a terrifying paranormal encounter. The Cryptic Creature. It's about the Apple Malaysian mountain in North America, where nature's secrets take a bizarre turn. A passionate nature enthusiast ventured out on the Appalachian Trail, seeking peace amidst diverse wildlife. But what he encountered left him utterly astounded. A creature unlike any other. A chilling blend of a seal and a bird, with woodpecker-like beaks and haunting hollow black eyes. The bizarre sighting has perplexed experts and baffled viewers worldwide. Despite sharing the intriguing footage online, the creature's identity remains an enigma shrouded in mystery. A crawling creature. It is a puzzling trail cam encounter that has left everyone scratching their heads. The footage may be grainy, but its creepy contents speak volumes. What on earth could this mysterious creature be? Is it an ordinary animal distorted by the camera's quality, or do its unsettling movements suggest something far more uncanny? At times, it seems almost human-like, yet its unnatural behavior throws us off entirely. Could it be a peculiar type of boar or pig? But the way it moves defies all expectations. Astonishingly, this enigmatic being remains unfazed by the presence of the observer, raising even more questions that may forever remain unanswered. Slender Man. In a startling trail cam capture, a haunting figure sits amidst the forest, reigniting the debate about this once-thought fictional character's existence. The Slender Man, infamous for scaring children, may not be confined to the realm of imagination after all. Though no reports of child kidnapping surfaced in the vicinity, the photo poses an unsettling possibility. Are you ready to confront the mystifying Slender Man? Let us know which trail cam sighting scared you the most as we navigate through the blurred lines of reality and the eerie world of the unknown. A ghostly figure revealed. It is a haunting image that has sparked debates and intrigue. Zoom in and you'll spot a mysterious, colorless figure hiding behind a tree. The spectral appearance of a young girl. Some believe she met a tragic fate here, her spirit lingering in familiar surroundings. Interestingly, her apparition coincides with the time of Google's mapping expedition. Yet opinions diverge on this mysterious phenomenon. Some contend it's a true ghostly encounter, while skeptics propose digital manipulation via Photoshop. The question remains, is this an ordinary girl captured posthumously, or an ethereal presence lingering beyond the living? Nature meets technology. In the ever-evolving landscape of technology, a fascinating fusion with nature unfolds, training eagles to intercept drones. Renowned for their keen vision and lethal hunting skillfully, these majestic birds take on a remarkable new role. Adopted by law enforcement agencies worldwide, eagles spot drones from afar, equipped to capture them mid-flight and safely deposit them away. The Netherlands' Dutch National Police spearheaded this bio-inspired solution in 2016, curbing security risks from unauthorized drone flights. While the practice showcases the remarkable potential of blending nature's prowess with technology, challenges and criticisms arise. Conservationists express concerns about potential harm to the eagles, despite efforts to protect them. A Girl in the Woods. This trail camera was originally set up to monitor wolf activity around a man's property. It captured an unexpected and mysterious sighting on October 15, 2015 at 2:45 a.m. Look closely and you'll spot a girl walking away near a tree, cradling a stuffed animal in her hands. The eerie part? It's the dead of night, and no girl should be wandering alone in the woods at such an hour. While the footage offers no further clues, we're left to ponder the possibilities. Could it be a neighbor's daughter sleepwalking, lost in the darkness? Or does the forest harbor secrets beyond our comprehension? What do you think about this video? The peculiar turkey ritual. In the heart of a suburban neighborhood in Randolph, Massachusetts, a mysterious sight unfolded. A flock of turkeys gathered around a lifeless cat. But this was no ordinary encounter. It took an unsettling turn as more turkeys emerged from the woods, forming a peculiar procession. For hours, they wandered around the deceased feline, leaving observers bewildered. The creepiness reached its peak when the turkeys seemed to be engaged in some inexplicable ritual, yet their intentions remained a mystery. As theories abound, curiosity grows. Could it be a gesture of mourning or a form of communication among these intelligent creatures? Ghostly apparition or clever animation. In this trail cam footage, an otherworldly presence seems to emerge from the shadows. Keep a close eye on the video, and you might catch a glimpse of this translucent figure mysteriously moving in the background. Even the vigilant dog senses something amiss, barking toward the eerie apparition. The footage was captured by a brave explorer while venturing through the woods, but the encounter left him shaken, and he remains tight-lipped about the experience. Now the question lingers, is this a genuine paranormal encounter, or could it be a skillfully crafted 3D animation? A child and mysterious mother. Russia, a land steeped in history and mystery, has now become the setting for bizarre and unsettling trail cam footage. A child levitating in midair while her mother watches on, laughing. It's the stuff of nightmares that horror movies warn us about. But this spine-chilling encounter was no work of fiction. The person who captured this mind-boggling scene had no choice but to witness the inexplicable sight, making a hasty retreat as their dog sensed something amiss. Is this a case of clever camera tricks? Or could there be a far more astonishing explanation? Some speculate about aliens in disguise, while others wonder if Russia might be involved in a secret meta-human project. A haunted house. Get ready for this spine-chilling tale that will send shivers down your spine. Meet Leonardo, whose haunting experiences in his mother's house will leave you on the edge of your seat. Suspecting a ghostly presence for years, he decided to take matters into his own hands and installed a fixed camera to capture the inexplicable. The footage revealed hair-raising movements, the oven opening and shutting, and cooking utensils thrown by an invisible force. As he bravely faced the manifestation, a shadowy figure moved across the room, leaving Leonardo undeterred. But the terror escalated as a pale face appeared from behind the wall. Unmistakably a female spirit. The ongoing investigation has Leonardo documenting every chilling encounter as the evidence keeps piling up. Wildlife drama unveiled. Hold your breath for a wildlife encounter caught by the trail camera. In this clip, we're transported to the untamed world of a group of graceful elks, quietly grazing in their natural habitat. But amidst their tranquility, a subtle shift in the air alerts us to an impending danger. With keen senses, one elk detects an unfamiliar scent, triggering a chain reaction of unease. In a display of unity, the herd reacts to her alarm call, fleeing to safety just before the arrival of a lurking lion. As we replay this stunning sequence, we're left awestruck by the elk nearest to us, who remains calm despite sensing the predator. Mystery of the frozen birds. Now we jet off to sunny Florida, where a seemingly ordinary day takes an extraordinary turn. A resident captures a scene of a flock of birds soaring in the sky, their silhouettes against the vibrant blue canvas. But hold on, as he zooms in, the spectacle morphs into something truly uncanny. The birds aren't just flying, they're suspended in midair like feathered statues, frozen in time. For these agile flyers, hovering without constant wing flapping is a feat unknown in the world of avian acrobatics. Is this a real-life glitch in the Matrix? A moment when nature itself hits the pause button? Paranormal encounter. Stepping into the ethereal world of mysterious glowing orbs, an enigmatic phenomenon often associated with the supernatural. Legends speak of these orbs as ethereal manifestations of spirits, ghosts, or even fairies, hovering in places they deem safe. Venture deep into the Tennessee woods through a trail cam image that captured these haunting lights. Was it a brush with otherworldly entities or a mere trick of the camera flash? The image sparked debates within the paranormal community, with some advocating for the possibility of genuine paranormal activity, while others lean towards logical explanations like shutter speed or external light sources. Astonishing supernatural photo! Captured by an intrepid explorer, the image portrays a being so alien-like it defies all human characteristics. The camera was miles away from civilization, ruling out any possibility of a hoax. Determined to unravel the truth, the explorer conducted a meticulous analysis, using advanced software to compare the mysterious entity to a human. The result? A resounding confirmation that this was no ordinary being. Even a trusted forensic image analyst with cutting-edge tools examined the photo, concluding it was untouched and absolutely real. Is it an extraterrestrial, a goblin, or even a Sasquatch? Alligator strolling. This trail camera captures an alligator casually strolling through the heart of a forest. While these reptiles are typically found in swamps and water bodies, this confident alligator seems to have ventured far from its natural habitat, moving with a clear sense of purpose. The footage reveals its agile movement over fallen branches, leaving viewers wondering what motivated this extraordinary journey. A green-furred snake. Today, you're gonna witness a snake like no other. Shared on the Facebook group Weird, Fantastic, and Odd Things by user Max Jack, this mind-boggling footage showcases a snake covered in eerie green fur, leaving us all baffled and slightly creeped out. Residing in Thailand, Max Jack came across this enigmatic serpent and decided to care for it, sparking curiosity and speculation across the internet. Some suggest it could be a bizarre form of algae coating its skin, but the mystery remains unsolved. Max Jack's decision to hand it over to authorities for study and identification will surely unveil more about this cryptic creature. You must have heard the saying, the unexplained lurks in the shadows. It's true when it comes to trail cam captures. Today we journey into the eerie realm of trail cam footage, revealing spine-chilling encounters. Whether you're a fearless cryptozoologist, seasoned hunter, or a trail lover, prepare for a proper scary dose of clips I found on the internet. The terrifying trail cam girl. At the dead of night on October 15, 2015, a trail camera captured a spine-chilling scene in the woods. The footage revealed a young girl all alone, wandering through the darkness, clutching a teddy bear tightly in her arms. What on earth was she doing there? The eerie sight left many unsettled. Was she sleepwalking, or perhaps something more supernatural was afoot? The question still remains. Maybe it was a ghostly presence in the woods, haunting the minds of those who watched the haunting footage. Hairy Beast Midnight Ambush. In the pitch-black darkness of midnight, a pair of hunters found themselves facing an unimaginable terror. As they tried to chase down a mysterious beast in its own dark habitat, they became the hunted. Suddenly, the massive creature struck, attacking one of the hunters from behind. Later, when the other hunter ventured out in search of his missing companion, the beast struck again, this time pouncing from the front. Despite the deadly encounters, both hunters survived, shaken and puzzled. The online footage of this eerie incident left everyone baffled. The truth behind this cryptic encounter remained hidden in the shadows. Lion's GoPro heist. Not just trail cams, even GoPros can become intriguing targets for wildlife. A curious lioness couldn't resist investigating a GoPro mounted at the back of a Jeep. With a swift grab, she carried it away in her powerful jaws, hoping to make a quick escape. The stolen camera provided a close-up view of her jaws as she chewed on the device, leaving everyone in awe of the unexpected interaction. Bear's curious investigation. Do trail cams only capture mythical creatures at night? Not quite. In this strange footage, a curious bear became fascinated with the device, investigating it with thick, hairy limbs. The massive creature attempted to grab the camera with its mouth, showcasing its inquisitive nature. The fate of the camera remained a mystery as the video ended abruptly. Did the bear succeed in claiming the camera for itself, or did it lose interest and move on? Only the wild knows the final answer. Hidden Striker's mysterious move. Even trail cams themselves aren't safe from the intrigue of the wild. In Japan, an unknown beast, a wild boar, became fixated on the camera, determined to remove it from its perch. The crafty animal tried every angle, moving the camera from left to right, but the trail cam proved to be resilient. The Hidden Striker didn't give up, attempting to take charge of the mysterious device from behind the tree. Its persistence made for a peculiar encounter, leaving viewers mesmerized by the wild boar's antics. Cougar's deadly ambush. In the dead of night, a trail camera captured a haunting scene of nature's brutal reality. A deer grazing innocently had no idea it was being stalked by a ferocious predator. A cougar hiding behind the bushes, waiting for the perfect moment. In one swift, deadly strike, the cougar leaped from the shadows, landing on the deer's jugular vein. The prey succumbed to the powerful jaws of the cougar, leaving a chilling silence in the wake of the midnight attack. Oregon's chilling encounter. 2 years ago, chilling footage emerged from the Oregon woods that left everyone baffled. It began with the appearance of a mysterious black humanoid gliding effortlessly through the snowy terrain, disappearing into a dense group of pine trees. At first, people assumed it might be a lost hiker, but the creature's huge, bulky form didn't match any human features. Local authorities dubbed it an alleged Bigfoot sighting, but the truth remained mysterious. Was it really the mysterious Bigfoot, or could it have been some other unknown creature lurking in the woods that day? The enigma of the strange humanoid still haunts the minds of those who witnessed it. Cryptic crawling alien. On a dark road in an undisclosed location, a bizarre sight left many wondering about the existence of extraterrestrial beings. A strange, otherworldly creature resembling an alien was caught on tape, awkwardly crawling in the shadows. Its peculiar features, such as abnormally large and pointy hands, made it appear eerie and unworldly. The head was unlike anything known to mankind. Was it someone in a costume, or a genuine enigma from beyond the stars? The puzzle remains unsolved, shrouded in the mysteries of the universe. Terrifying gaze. A shocking image emerged on the internet, captivating everyone with terror-stricken curiosity. The horrifying creature in the picture stared directly into the camera, leaving a trail of panic among netizens. With numerous Bigfoot sightings, it seemed plausible that the mythical creature lurks in the woods. The chilling gaze of this enormous black figure gives the impression that it was peering right at the viewer. Excitement surged among Bigfoot fans, while skeptics still sought answers about the origin of this haunting brute. The eyes of the creature continued to haunt the minds of those who saw it. Unknown raider. Trail cams can catch more than just bears. Years ago, a baffling figure with uneven hairy growth appeared in front of a camera, dragging it across the ground before vanishing into the dark forest. The identity of this unknown raider remains a perplexing mystery. Who or what was behind this strange encounter? The answers remain unknown, calling for amateur detectives to delve into the mystery. Mysterious alien in woods. In the dead of night, years ago, a daring explorer set out to uncover strange phenomena in a haunted forest. Little did they know they were about to face their biggest nightmare. A pale, shapeless figure suddenly materialized among the trees, with long, thin limbs and a peculiar head that didn't resemble Bigfoot's features. It left everyone puzzled, and speculations ran wild. Was it an otherworldly alien creature from distant planets? The haunting encounter ended all too quickly, leaving more questions than answers. Mysterious wolf-like creature. Late one night, a driver navigating through the dark forest encountered something truly peculiar. As the headlights illuminated the eerie surroundings, the driver slammed the brakes when a strange sight caught their attention. It wasn't a Yeti this time, but a wolf walking on its hind legs. But hold on, something was off. The creature had skinny arms, unusual paws, and barely noticeable ears. It hardly resembled a typical wolf, yet its fur resembled that of a wolf. The identity of this mysterious wolf-like creature remains shrouded in uncertainty, leaving us all intrigued. Share your views on this strange wolf in the comments. Shadowy figure on forest road. Driving along a bumpy forest road, a man's car suddenly halted in its tracks. The driver tried to figure out a way out of the forest when something caught his eye. A shadowy figure swiftly crossing the road. The creature's bushy body and towering height matched the description of the legendary Bigfoot. The sight triggered intense speculation, but upon closer inspection, it turned out to be nothing more than a shadow. Despite the debunking, people remain determined to unravel the truth about these alleged Bigfoot sightings, scouring the forest for answers. Creepy crawler's daytime stroll. In broad daylight, a strange and creepy figure was spotted strolling in the field. The bizarre dark entity, however, remained vague, keeping its face hidden from the watchful lens. As days passed, more footage emerged, this time capturing the shadowy creature invading a backyard. The chilling features of the crawler were now revealed, sending shivers down the spines of those who witnessed the videos. Speculation ran wild about the creature's identity, but its true nature remained a mystery. Could the same creepy crawler be behind both sightings? Close encounter with werewolf. In Brazil, one fateful night, a man claimed to have experienced a spine-chilling encounter with a werewolf. Unlike the common myth of full moon transformations, this horrific beast emerged on a pitch-black night. The man stumbled upon the creature hiding behind a wooden structure in the dark forest. Feeling watched, the man turned his camera towards the menacing figure. The werewolf, realizing it was being observed, lunged forward, attempting to attack the man. Fortunately, the quick-footed man escaped with just a glimpse of the terrifying beast. Aggressive Yeti. 6 years ago, the residents of a North American town woke up to an unbelievable sight that sent chills down their spines. The ground was covered in a pristine layer of white snow. But what caught everyone's attention were the unusual, mysterious footprints measuring 4 to 6 feet in length. A team of intrepid Sasquatch hunters ventured into the woods to investigate further. And what they encountered was beyond their wildest imagination. Amidst the trees stood a colossal hairy creature clutching torn camp pieces. It appeared to be an aggressive Yeti, but the shocking encounter ended abruptly, leaving the truth buried in the snow. Dog chased hairy beast. Several years back, a man decided to capture wildlife moments using a camera mounted on his dog's collar. While exploring the lush habitat of wild critters, the curious dog unwittingly filmed an extraordinary sight. A massive hairy creature emerged from the woods, passing right in front of the camera. Some thought it could be a bear, but this beast had an uncanny resemblance to the mythical Bigfoot. The mystery deepens. Could it be the mysterious Bigfoot or another furry enigma wandering in the woods? Unidentified flying figure. In sunny California, an astonishing sight baffled a man as he captured an unknown silhouette in the sky. Resembling a man descending from the heavens, it left him in awe, questioning the nature of what he saw. With no drones or flying objects allowed in the airspace, the mystery deepened. Was it a divine apparition, a government secret, or an extraterrestrial encounter? The enigmatic figure kept everyone guessing. Bizarre Battle of Scavengers. In the picturesque Swan Valley of Montana, an extraordinary battle of scavengers took place. A bald eagle and a coyote vied for the remains of a deer carcass. The eagle's massive wingspan seemed almost too powerful for the cunning coyote to handle. With each strategic move, the two skilled predators clashed in a breathtaking chess match. Even a cheeky crow tried to join in the action. In the end, the eagle emerged victorious, flying away with a prize, while the coyote feasted on the rest. It was a true spectacle of nature's wonders. Buck's mysterious behavior. A muddy swamp became the stage for a bizarre spectacle. A buck appeared to act aggressively, stroking its huge antlers. But as quickly as it seemed menacing, it settled down, sitting calmly in the sticky mud. The strange behavior puzzled viewers, wondering if it was a display of antler rubbing or a territorial act. The buck's intentions remained an enigma, leaving wildlife enthusiasts eager to decode the mystery behind its peculiar actions. Unidentified beast's secret grab. In the depths of the Canadian wilderness, a trail cam unknowingly filmed a peculiar event. A hairy arm, seemingly non-human, emerged from behind the camera, attempting to snatch it away. The long, skinny fingers and thick hair on the arm puzzled the curious onlookers. It certainly wasn't a human or a bear. The mysterious grabber left everyone scratching their heads, wondering if it was the work of a giant hairy creature or some other inexplicable entity. Woodpecker's camera attack. When scientists set up a trail cam to record wildlife species, they had no idea it would attract an unexpected assailant. A curious woodpecker took offense to the camera's presence on the tree trunk. In a relentless attack, the woodpecker pecked away at the camera until it was completely destroyed. This extraordinary moment showcased the woodpecker's determination and proved that even the most innocent-looking creatures can turn into camera-wrecking vandals. Bigfoot on snowy trail. In the west of Colorado, years ago, a young rider filming a bike ride stumbled upon a remarkable sight. A gigantic hairy creature stood on a cliff, and upon realizing it was being watched, it quickly vanished into the forest. Many believed it was the mysterious Bigfoot captured on tape. But alas, it turned out to be nothing more than a fun prank. The guy behind the camera confessed that it was all for laughs. Yet, for a moment, it sparked excitement among Bigfoot enthusiasts, making us wonder, who's hiding in the woods? Hyena chasing wildebeest. In the vast savanna, a pack of hyenas pursued a herd of wildebeest. One wildebeest, separated from the rest, found itself in a tense chase. The hyenas relentlessly pursued, with the wildebeest giving its all to outrun the hungry predators. In a display of agility and determination, the wildebeest evaded its pursuers for an impressive length of time. But ultimately, exhaustion took its toll, and the hyenas secured their meal. Bobcat's ambush attack. A man from Pulaski County set up a trail camera in his backyard and was shocked to discover a series of pictures showing a heart-wrenching attack. A bobcat stealthily ambushed a defenseless doe during the dark hours of the night. The mighty predator, despite being smaller than its prey, displayed its hunting prowess. With a swift leap and a lethal bite to the neck, the doe met a tragic end. Nature's relentless cycle played out before the trail camera, capturing the stark reality of survival in the wild. Haunting turkeys. From the shadows of suburban Massachusetts emerges a perplexing spectacle. Flocks of turkeys drawn by an unknown force gather in a macabre dance around a lifeless cat. The unnerving ritual continues, with more turkeys joining the strange congregation in an infinite loop. What mysterious energy compels them? Is it a dark omen, a supernatural presence, or something even more that lies beneath the surface? Share your insights on this creepy event in the comments. Heartfelt Wolf Mother. Deep in the wild, a heartwarming moment unfolded before a trail camera. A mother wolf, sensing danger, realized her pups were in threat due to rising water levels around the den. She sprang into action, pulling each pup out of harm's way, showing the world the fierce love of a mother. In the snowy landscape, the touching display of maternal instincts moved all who witnessed it. It was a testament to the unbreakable bond shared by mothers across the animal kingdom. Creepy shaking tree. In a remote forest, a drone captured a tree shaking violently, as though a Bigfoot decided to get its groove on. The bizarre scene was awe-inspiring, but as they replayed it, skepticism began to set in. It really seems like a legendary creature dancing. Or maybe it's just nature's playful tricks. People have been trying to find the answers to this phenomenon. Have you ever witnessed such an eerie sight before? What could possibly be the cause of the unsettling tree dance? Wolf-chewed trail cam. In the wild, even trail cams can become a predator's chew toy. One unfortunate camera faced the powerful jaws of a wild wolf, but miraculously survived the gnawing. The furry culprit left the camera behind, chomping it like a chew toy. The incident captured on camera offered a glimpse into the fierce survival instincts of the animal kingdom. Mystifying Mothman. In the West Virginian town of Point Pleasant, a chilling legend was born, the Mothman. With wings and glowing red eyes, this mysterious being captivated the imaginations of those who claimed to have seen it. The tales of Mothman sightings spread like wildfire, leaving people both fascinated and terrified. Though evidence was mixed with hoaxes, the truth remained mysterious, leaving the existence of this cryptid open to interpretation. The Frenchie versus the Bears. In a suburban home, an unexpected face-off unfolded. A feisty 20-pound Frenchie named Jules took on not one, but 3 unwelcome bear visitors. This little pup didn't back down. She charged at the bears fearlessly, leaving everyone in awe. Jules nipped and annoyed the bewildered bears until they decided to retreat. It was a heavyweight matchup like no other, proving that size doesn't matter when it comes to the fight within. The fearless Frenchie became the talk of the town, and her bravery won the hearts of many. Mountain lion stalks hiker. In the heart of the forest, a hiker found themselves face to face with a furious mountain lion. The predator's instinct kicked in, and it gave chase to the fleeing hiker. The hiker, desperate to escape, ran as fast as possible, hoping to reach safety. With adrenaline pumping, the hiker raced ahead, praying for a miraculous escape from the relentless mountain lion's pursuit. The trail camera captured this hair-raising chase, revealing the raw intensity of survival in the wild. Coyote packs hunt for buck. In the vast wilderness, a wounded buck became the target of 2 cunning coyotes. Starved and desperate for a meal, the coyotes stealthily stalked their prey, hoping for a moment of vulnerability. The injured buck, while weakened, fought valiantly to protect itself from the relentless predators. In an epic chase, the buck demonstrated resilience, circling around a bushy tree in a desperate attempt to evade the coyotes. Nature's dance of predator and prey unfolded before the watchful lens of the trail camera. Fierce animal standoff. A camera installed near a bald eagle's nest captured an intense confrontation. The mother eagle diligently incubated her eggs, but another predator approached. The intruder sought to prey on the eagle's young. But the vigilant mother was not having it. She fiercely guarded her nest, warning the predator with vocal warnings. When the intruder dared to come too close, the mother eagle fearlessly attacked, forcing it to retreat. The battle between the fearless mother and the hungry predator showcases nature's raw intensity.
Trail cameras have long been known for capturing candid wildlife moments. But what happens when these unassuming devices inadvertently capture something otherworldly? We're stepping into the dark and mysterious world of trail cams. So, get ready for heart-pounding footage that will send shivers down your spine. And with that, let's do this. When hiker meets Yeti. In January of 2021, two friends embarked on a thrilling 3-day hiking adventure, but they never imagined they'd encounter something scarier than the usual wild animals. A Yeti. The Yeti suddenly appeared out of nowhere, inspecting their backpacks while they were away gathering firewood. To their surprise, the Yeti accidentally pepper sprayed itself in the eyes, causing panic and aggression. The clumsy creature stumbled around, nearly falling on the hikers as it made its hasty retreat down the hilly terrain. Curious case of mysterious figure. In an undisclosed location, a trail camera captured a puzzling sight of a dark figure emerging from the shadows and walking across the frame. The owner of the camera was utterly astonished by the recording and decided to share it on social media, leaving Netzians intrigued and guessing its identity. For Bigfoot enthusiasts, the hairy creature wandering through the woods could only be the legendary Bigfoot. However, others speculated that it might be a massive ape or something equally enigmatic. As the owner continues to puzzle over this mysterious figure, people are left to wonder and speculate about the truth behind this captivating trail camera encounter. What do you think it could be? Let us know in the comment section below. Tripod deer. Trail cameras are usually used to capture amazing and unusual sights, but sometimes they also show us the struggles of animals in the wild. Take this heartwarming example of a brave tripod deer who was spotted with only 3 legs, missing most of her left foreleg below the knee joint. Despite her disability, she's been living a fulfilling life for over 4 years and even gave birth each year. It's believed that she might have lost her leg due to an injury when she was young. The image of this resilient deer reminds us of the strength and determination of wildlife in the face of challenges. The Masked Man in the Woods. An eerie video was captured one night, revealing a man with a terrifying mask walking on his knees in the dark forest. The video quickly went viral, drawing massive public attention and leaving everyone puzzled about the man's intentions. The sight of the masked figure wandering alone through the woods raised many questions and fears. Why was he there? What was he doing? The channel owners themselves were baffled by the mysterious encounter. As speculation and theories abound, viewers are left to wonder about the unsettling presence of the masked man in the deep, dark woods. The haunting footage continues to intrigue and haunt the online community. Alien encounter in the woods. In the depths of Sydney's Royal National Park, a strange figure with an alien-like face appeared in a trail camera photo. The creature, standing around 1.2 meters tall, was riding a wild boar, its skinny body giving it an eerie, ghost-like appearance. Another trail camera located in the woods captured a similar creature, without the animal companion further fueling the mystery. The resemblance between the two photos suggests that this cryptid may indeed be real, lurking in the darkness and leaving us pondering the enigmatic wonders of the natural world. A brave encounter. In a thrilling tale of courage and adventure, a 15-year-old boy set out on his bicycle to explore a trail road in the woods. Little did he know that this journey would lead to an unexpected encounter with a massive bear. As he was showing off some tricks on his bike, he heard noises from the forest and decided to investigate. To his surprise, he came face to face with the towering bear. The young boy knew he had to act fast and decided to raise his bicycle above his head, trying to appear bigger and scarier to the bear. With loud noises and bravery, he managed to scare off the bear, allowing him to escape the dangerous situation unharmed. It's a story of bravery and quick thinking in the face of the wild. The Catalonian Fallen Angel. In this eerie footage captured near Catalonia, Spain, a strange humanoid figure emerged, sending shivers down the spine of those who saw it. With its skeletal appearance and glowing eyes, it could be mistaken for a cryptid creature straight out of folklore. However, some believe it might be a human gone mad, seeking refuge in the wilderness. The encounter left the camera crew terrified, leading to a panicked retreat. As the being turned, observers noticed something protruding from its back, fueling speculations of it being the remnants of a fallen angel's wings. The world of the Slender Man. A mysterious picture of Slender Man has surfaced, captured by a trail camera deep in the forest. Slender Man, a fictional character designed to spook kids, has always been dismissed as imaginary, but this photo challenges that belief. Though no child kidnapping cases have been reported nearby, the image has sparked speculation about Slender Man's possible existence. The eerie figure sitting in the woods leaves us wondering if there's more to this legend than we thought. Have you ever been scared of the Slender Man? Share your thoughts on which trail camera encounter with the supernatural gave you the chills. Mysterious happenings in the Seattle woods. Residents living near the dark forest in Seattle started hearing strange noises at night, sparking curiosity and concern. Venturing into the woods to investigate, they were in for a surprise. They managed to capture a cryptid on camera, a creature known as the Brute. This tall, enigmatic being was seen strolling through the woods, taking massive steps before swiftly running away upon realizing it was being observed. Though it vanished quickly, the footprints it left in the snowfield intrigued Bigfoot enthusiasts, fueling their desire to explore the area further and uncover more evidence of this elusive creature. An unbelievable deer story. On Monrovia, a deer with an arrow lodged in its neck amazed everyone with its incredible resilience. Despite the brutal injury, this tough buck remained surprisingly healthy. The animal's plight made headlines as rescue workers tried tirelessly to help, but the deer proved elusive, avoiding capture at every turn. However, after several efforts, they finally managed to tranquilize the deer and put an end to its suffering. The internet was abuzz with another picture of the deer, showing it leaping high in the air despite the arrow still stuck in its side. This remarkable deer's survival story left people in awe of nature's strength and the will to survive against all odds. Goblins in the woods. In these mysterious woods, a trail camera has captured something quite baffling, leaving us scratching our heads. Is it a giant creature or those sharp claws that have us spooked the most? Some are even speculating that it could be a goblin. Goblins have been part of folklore for centuries, with various tales emerging from different parts of the world. From mischievous to malicious, these mythical creatures are often associated with the natural world and dark places. Whether they exist in our world or the realm of fantasy, goblins continue to intrigue and trouble our imaginations. Perhaps this park ranger has stumbled upon one, or maybe more goblins are hiding deep in the woods, waiting for us to uncover their secrets. The Ghost Bird. In this video, a woman gets the fright of her life when she mistakes what appears to be an old piece of wood on the fence for something far more sinister: the ghost bird. This eerie-looking creature, also known as the great pot, is a near passerine bird found in Central and South America. Its large head, in proportion to its body, gives it a grumpy and mysterious appearance. The ghost bird is a nocturnal hunter, preying on insects and small vertebrae with incredible efficiency. Locals mostly let these amazing creatures be, admiring their natural camouflage skills. The Island of Creepy Dolls. Imagine stumbling upon a place filled with grimy, abandoned dolls that give you the chills no matter the situation. Creepy dolls hanging around for no apparent reason are enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. There have been countless horror tales about dolls to fuel our imaginations. But what's even more terrifying is an entire island filled with these eerie figures. Locals say there's a strange order to their placement, hinting at a hidden code. The island's tragic past adds to the mystery, as it was once home to a successful mine until a tragic event occurred. Some believe the dolls are a haunting reminder of the children who suffered there. When visiting, locals say prayers to keep any vengeful spirits at bay. A real Dobby. In this video, we come across a mysterious creature that strongly resembles Dobby, the beloved character from Harry Potter. It's quite exciting to think about the possibility of a hidden world of magic existing somewhere beyond our human understanding. The creature's bizarre movements, similar to a chicken dance, and thin legs make it evident that this is no ordinary human. While it's fun to entertain the idea of magical beings living among us, it's essential to remember that such sightings could be the result of various factors, like optical illusions or creative hoaxes. Late Night Bear Snack. In this video, a bear tries to snack on chickens and gets spooked by the owner's shouts. One night, a bear decided to pay a visit to a chicken coop, hoping for a tasty treat. It tried to get in, but the door held strong. Undeterred, the hungry bear attempted to munch on the door itself. Little did it know that the owner, Haley, had woken up to the condition. Startled, she bravely shouted at the bear from a safe distance, scaring it away. The bear fled into the night, leaving the chickens unharmed. Haley's quick thinking and courageous response saved her feathery friends and kept the bear at bay. A wild adventure in the wee hours. The Crawling Creature. In this short and blurry video, a strange creature is seen crawling on the ground in broad daylight. It's quite unbelievable if you don't see it for yourself. The kids who recorded this were wise enough to keep a safe distance from it. Some believe that this creature could be a skinwalker, a mythical being from Native American folklore, known for its ability to transform into different animals. It's a mysterious and eerie sight, leaving viewers with many questions and theories. If you have any thoughts on what this creature might be, please feel free to share them in the comment section below. Ghost-like figure. In this unsettling video on YouTube, a landowner's trail camera captured an unusual incident on December 19, 2022. The landowner, who owns vast forested land and enjoys hunting, had set up several cameras to record wildlife activity. However, this time, something bizarre was recorded. The footage shows a mysterious figure wearing a long white robe wandering through the bushes. It's unclear whether it's a human in a peculiar outfit or a supernatural entity. Though it appears to be a person, the question remains, why was the strange individual wandering in the woods seemingly lost? Spooky trail camera discoveries. A family that recently moved to a new region set up a trail camera near their home to monitor their kids and observe wildlife. To their surprise, in August of 2020, the camera captured a strange humanoid-shaped figure with long, unkempt hair. Speculations arose about whether it could be a Yeti or Bigfoot. The authorities were notified, and numerous experts examined the footage, with some claiming it to be authentic. In another eerie incident, a trail camera in Canada's dense forest caught a massive hand with hairy arms trying to grab the camera from behind. People suggested it might be a Sasquatch or a werewolf. A breathtaking wildlife moment. In this incredible video, we witness a breathtaking moment with a golden eagle perched on a cliff. Below, its sharp talons clutch its prey, a fox, which lies scattered on the ground. With a mighty display of strength, the majestic bird takes flight, carrying the fox away in its powerful grasp, disappearing. The golden eagle's skill is astounding, as it's known to take down animals much larger than foxes. In this case, the fox was already deceased, making the eagle's flight look effortless. It's a mesmerizing glimpse of nature's power and beauty. Scary cougar encounter. During a lone hike in Provo, Utah, a hiker thought he spotted a baby bobcat on the trail ahead and started recording with his phone. But to his surprise, it was a young cougar, and its mother was nearby. As he tried to back away, the cougar got more aggressive and started approaching him. In a tense standoff, the cougar even lunged at the hiker, coming within a feet of him. The hiker bravely stood his ground, making loud noises to scare the cougar away. After a nerve-wracking 6-minute encounter, the hiker finally threw a rock, scaring the cougar enough to make it flee. Another mysterious masked man. When we think of eerie trail camera clips, we usually imagine ghostly figures. But not all creepy characters are supernatural. A hunter set up a trail camera to monitor wildlife near his property and got a surprising picture of a strangely tall man wearing a mask and holding a machete. The man seemed unaware of the camera's presence, and his intentions remain unknown. The fact that he covered his face suggests he might not have had innocent intentions. After this mysterious encounter, the man was never seen in the area again, leaving us to wonder what he was doing in the woods that night. It's a real-life mystery that gives us chills. Massive jumping lizard. Did you see that huge creature that looks like a lizard? It's like nothing we've seen before. The uploader thinks it could be an undiscovered flesh-eating lizard species with fish-like features, but I have this gut feeling that it might not be real. We'll see. The image looks impressive, but I can't help but wonder if it's a clever hoax. I mean, lizards don't usually jump that high, right? Still, it's an exciting and slightly disturbing thought if it turns out to be true. Aliens and UFOs. The video starts with a challenge for non-believers in aliens. It claims to have captured a 9-foot-tall being and witnessed strange objects falling from the sky, possibly alien spacecraft. The footage shows lights in the night sky, quite like those from sci-fi movies. But hold on, let's not jump to conclusions just yet. The video maker found something interesting. Another video featuring the same alien creature was posted a day before. All this alien stuff went viral. Are these sightings genuine, or is it all just an elaborate hoax? Weird pig.
Prepare to be unnerved and chilled to your very core as we unveil spine-tingling scenes of unknown predators captured in the dark depths of pitch-black forests. These bone-chilling, enigmatic beasts lurk in the shadows and have left experts baffled and the bravest trembling. Join us as we will show you the most shocking and terrifying encounters ever caught on film. Sleeping Beast. This scruffy beast was first seen crouched over a rocky peak in Arizona, but later it was seen resting near the woods. With its hair-covered face and faceless body, the creature certainly looked terrible. The limbs, which were bent or even partially chopped, contributed to its horrifying features. However, even though the rescue personnel were contacted right away and the shaggy figure was brought into jail for additional testing, the authorities provided no details on its whereabouts. What then was it? And from whence did it originate? Tell me what you think. The slender figure. This dashcam captures a man sprinting across the road at an unearthly speed. I'm curious about its origins and aims because of its strange legs and humanoid shape. Is it an extraterrestrial being from space? Or perhaps a fabled skinwalker on the hunt? The driver's inaction prompts doubts about the veracity of the footage, but the unpredictability of the enigmatic figure is really unsettling. The Yeti on the Hill. A group of tourists were shocked to see a huge, hairy person hiding in the thick forest among Nepal's snow-capped hills. The enormous stature and human-like stride remind people of the fabled Yeti. As the tourists considered their chances of coming across the unsettling creature, they felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. With each traveler telling their own version of the event, the meeting turned into an amazing experience. After going through something so strange, I would probably never venture into the woods again. Rock-throwing creature. Always intending to spook us, this time Bigfoot has devised yet another scheme, lurking behind a massive tree. The man who is visiting the woods is being watched by the cryptid. And then, as soon as the camera reaches those sneaking eyes, not ready to make an appearance, it hides behind the trees. But it returned once more. That too with a strike strategy this time. The Bigfoot realizes it's time to leave as he tosses a stone in the man's direction. The man quickly returns to his automobile.
Oh, that was a rock. Oh.
And now the beast stands at a slight distance without even trying to hide itself and throws a stone directly into the cameraman's face. Although this video has drawn a lot of attention, analysts think there's a good probability it's not a human wearing a costume, because it would be difficult to make a throw while wearing a bulky outfit. Coyote howling. The image stands out as the most peculiar trail cam capture. Captured in Southern California, it depicts 3 coyotes howling simultaneously, howling and exuding the spookiest sensations while standing somewhat apart. The man considered it to be the scariest thing he had ever come across until he noticed an object in the shadows. 2 dazzling eyes stared directly at the coyotes as though they were about to attack. However, what was it? Some suggest that these eyes could belong to a lurking Sasquatch-like creature that was drawn to the growls as it feeds on the animal's blood, despite the fact that some thought it was another animal. However, please share your thoughts on the image with me. Rake sighting. Aiming at the unfortunate man adrift in the forest, creeping up a slender tree. That is one lean beast, all set to strike its next victim at any moment. This is the tale of an Alaskan man who went to Tongass National Park in 2018. He got lost among the tracks while camping there with his buddies. As the night deepens, he starts panicking, thinking he may not make it to his group. The man went crazy when he noticed something on the tree. The guy was startled as he turned his light back to the creep's body and saw the lean creature with an open mouth and the fabled blazing eyes after initially mistaking it for a wild animal. There was just one option: to run. So he did that exact thing. Crouching giant. Captured in the northeastern region of Arizona, the video shows a massive beast that can be seen slithering over a rock. The strange crawl is what makes this creature spooky. Although it resembled a gigantic black bear, no 4-legged creature moves in this way. Thus, convinced that it was the supposed Bigfoot discovered in the Arizonian highlands, the man was taken aback when, in a matter of seconds, it transformed its body into a tiny canine-like creature. What then? A dog or a bipedal animal? He was confused when others suggested a different idea and dubbed it a skinwalker after the man published the video. It is said to transform and assume the forms of many different creatures. So, a skinwalker then? An enormous animal? Or a ruse? Tell me what you folks think it is. Monstrous wolf. In an attempt to photograph the newborn bear pups, a man placed his trail camera close to a black bear's lair. After spending the entire night there with his camera and coming back the following day, the man was taken aback to see what strange-looking monster the cubs had become. The strange appearance was further enhanced by the demonic features, alien-like ears, and frighteningly bright eyes that exude a spooky aura. The wolf-like monster was peeking out from the trees as if it was searching for something, most likely his next victim. However, because it was photographed in the dark and there were no other obvious evidence of the cryptid's presence along the trail, save the video that was taken, not much could be found out regarding its identity. Monkey Man crossing a river. The Bigfoot enthusiast had a rather different tale to tell. They genuinely think that the creature in the river is a Sasquatch, known as the monster of the Dewey Lake. This entity from folklore inhabits the southern part of Michigan and is said to possess a strong and hairy body. Despite having half of its body submerged in water, the creature appears towering due to its reddish-brown torso. And this is what sets off people's mental triggers. Is that a man wearing a monkey suit? Or is that the lake monster? The strange humanoid figure. Trail cameras are positioned to watch wildlife, but occasionally they record unusual scenes like a strange humanoid figure walking across a field. Its human-like characteristics and atypical limbs raise questions regarding the existence of unidentified species or cryptids. This mysterious, enigmatic figure pushes the boundaries of what we know about the natural world and invites us to investigate the realm of the unexplained. The discovery of the trail camera inspires awe and curiosity in us and compels us to learn more about the mysteries that are outside the realm of our normal understanding. Bigfoot family. You'll feel your spine tingle as you explore this trail camera owner's incredible encounter and its mysterious contents. And there it is, the vague outline of a big, hairy animal moving through the forest with a similar humanoid figure that might be its offspring. Two additional black figures that are hiding in the distance are what have everyone even more perplexed as the argument regarding Bigfoot's existence and nature rages again. Were there more of these creatures lurking in the shadows? The image's validity is still a mystery, but its mystery feeds into the never-ending debate about the legendary animals. The tentacles of the deep. A trail camera captured this breathtaking and terrifying scene during a strong storm. Enormous tentacles rising out of the ocean, reminiscent of the legendary Kraken. The enormous ocean depths conceal countless mysteries, and this vista of enormous marine life makes viewers think about nautical myths and stories. The existence of these enormous creatures calls into question accepted wisdom regarding our oceans. The few glances that cameras provide us with of these creatures provide us with more questions than answers on the wonders that lie under our waters. Bear's spooky heist. The following video shows a black bear skulking around a homeowner's property, examining its surroundings like a cunning would-be thief. He sets out on a daring quest to raid the chicken coop as soon as he thinks it's safe. He searches around for a way to unlock the wooden coop. He looks around for possible flaws while standing on his hind legs. When he's unable to open it calmly, the bear becomes desperate and uses force to rip and bite through the wood. But wait, there's more to see from the homeowner's trail camera. The homeowner is left in shock by the midnight marauder as the bear flees into the darkness after being startled by an alarm system. Ghost bird. Talk about an eerie surprise! Imagine mistaking a ghost bird for a harmless piece of wood. The great putu, a nocturnal bird renowned for its unsettling camouflaging abilities, is this grumpy-looking beast. These skeletal birds, found in Brazil and Mexico, give you the creeps. But fear not, they are largely benign and content to live in their forest habitat. So the next time you see a strange-looking bird, hold off on drawing assumptions. Perhaps it is merely a ghost bird keeping watch over its eerie realm. abandoned car forest. Tucked down in the middle of a Belgian woodland is an auto cemetery that would make horror flicks blush. Can you imagine neon-colored flowers blooming from engines? Or cars entwined with tree roots? You'll think that this post-apocalyptic scene is right out of a Hollywood production. But don't be alarmed. Nature is slowly reclaiming man-made objects, as evidenced by this unsettling spectacle. Some residents find the automobiles to be a lovely quirk, while others find the constant stream of inquisitive tourists unsettling. When you drive through Google Maps, you'll encounter something that'll make you doubt reality. Fearless forest thieves. These days, raccoons aren't limited to the grasslands and woods. They're now moving into cities. They are the best scavengers because of their skillful paws, which allow them to pick locks and unlock doors. Watch this trail camera video to see how raccoons find an abundance of food. A buck, though, wants in on the action as well. Soon, as more raccoons join the celebration, a vicious brawl breaks out. The deer is outnumbered, but its antlers are formidable tools. Nevertheless, the raccoons fulfill their namesake by darting off and coming back for more. Hiding predator. Taking a deer by surprise and choosing not to fight it? Is that a real predator hiding there in the shadows? When he set up his trail camera, this man had no idea it would record an unsuccessful ambush attempt. A deer initially materialized in front of the camera and settled in to unwind, slumbering there for a while. Right before it shifts and briefly disappears from the view of the camera, two bright eyes materialized behind him and began to go to the side. Even though he was asleep, he instantly got to his feet and startled the predator after realizing he had been watched. Deer approaches hunter. Now, either this buck must have witnessed something for which he was unprepared, or a large beast is approaching to attack him. This hunter was aiming for the wild deer in the Kruger National Park. However, it was taken aback by his peculiar behavior, because the deer charged at him as soon as he brought down the rifle. Standing next to him, the spooked up deer didn't stop staring back at him even while the guy stroked it, as if someone was still at it. Even after the examiner saw the film, it became clear that the deer only act in this way when they are genuinely afraid or in need of some assistance. Face to face with chimps. This man, who generally shies away from people, was shocked to see the chimp seated next to him. He was terrified, but tried controlling himself. He's being incredibly patient. They gave off the creepiest vibes when they sniffed him and then pricked the terrified man with their sharp nails. Even more, one of them scaled the tree to presumably perch on the adventurer's back. And just when it seemed like the adventurer would always be under attack by the chimps, they started to leave. They all departed one by one, as though something had compelled them to. Thankful but perplexed, as quickly as they could, the explorers also left that place. Ghostly spirits. Strolling through Stansted Forest and past a little UK town, this man managed to snap an eerie scene. There were other ghostly spirits floating in the air along with the fog. A few had the appearance of an elderly woman, while others resembled children, and the rest were distorted as nothing could be made out of them. The people who live close to the woodland claim that these are the ghosts of an elderly couple who tragically died when they crossed the nearby railroad tracks, and they have been tormenting those who visit that woodland ever since. Bear attacks wild piglet. The Teon Ranch Conservancy is the scene of a ferocious hunt captured on camera, as a wild piglet is being chased by a grizzly. The bear made a leap, that is, a leap towards success, just as he was about to lose his catch, and managed to get the piglet this time. With his enormous jaws clamped shut, the bear disappears from view. But aren't we all aware of what transpired with the unfortunate piglet? It's obvious that this bear dislikes being in the spotlight. Observe his ferocious charge towards the camera. He returns to the wild, sad that nothing more could be done. Peking alien. You won't be able to organize a late-night camping trip after watching this video, especially not in the middle of a creepy forest. Friends were building a fire to keep scavenging animals away from their tents when they heard an unexplained disturbance in the darkness. When one of the guys threw the fire in front of the tree, he wasn't expecting to find this. A little gray cryptid with pointed fingers was hiding behind the tree, attempting to stay warm. As the man filming it tried to get a better look, the creature hurriedly scurried away. Unfortunately, details regarding the figure were unavailable, but it appeared to me to be an extraterrestrial. Humo crab. A group of friends were enjoying a bonfire in the middle of the dense woods when they decided to go for the girl who had disappeared so they could make a call.
Can't see it very... Yeah.
This decision gave them the worst shock of their lives. While looking for the girl, they were horrified to discover that she was lying lifeless in front of a tree.
Stop. Okay.
Suddenly, though, an unsettling thing leapt out from behind one of the bushes. The unknown entity appeared to be a human crab-like monster with several limbs connected to a human body. Even if there was no satisfying conclusion to this video, these horrifying minutes should be enough to make you reconsider your camping plans the next time you go out. Sasquatch spotted in Russia. These 16-second video clips feature some of the weirdest moments anyone has ever witnessed, captured in 2011 by an unidentified source in Russia. This video provides a closer look at the most talked about mythological beast. With its enormous hairy torso and extended arms, it resembled a true Sasquatch. There was nothing else to be said about the creature because the man filming it appeared to be afraid of it. However, the flawless humanoid gait suggested that the fabled Sasquatch was in the woods, since it was spotted hurrying through them after realizing it was being filmed. Hidden striker. Wild animals have long been drawn to trail cameras. This time, it was a covert attacker who targeted a trail camera that was placed somewhere in Japan. The unidentified creature was standing at the back, moving the camera left to right in an attempt to remove it from the tree. When attacking from behind failed, a wild boar that was hidden there surfaced and continued to attempt to take the enigmatic object from a tree. Scary gator. Here we have another swamp inhabitant filmed somewhere in southwest Florida. It was spotted creepily approaching the trail camera with glowing eyes and horrifying features, giving the impression that it would snap open its hideous fangs and shatter the camera in an instant. Fortunately, though, this menacing alligator ignored the trail camera and moved quickly through the wet marsh while towing its powerful armored tail. Woodpecker smashed trail cam. 2 years ago, a group of scientists were recording various wildlife species with a trail cam when they recorded an incredible moment. Unfortunately, an aggressive woodpecker was drawn to the scene who was definitely not pleased with this new addition to the trunk. It began pecking the camera while staring straight into the lens, and it kept doing so until the camera was totally damaged. Whatever the purpose, it could be pecking to dig a nest hole or simply spotting an insect to eat. I was genuinely curious about the strength of that pointed beak. Lion chewed GoPro. This time, an inquisitive big cat targeted a GoPro instead of a trail cam. The lioness chose to approach and opened her enormous mouth to seize the camera with her strong teeth after ambushing the camera positioned at the rear of a Jeep. Following a successful camera heist, the large feline swiftly fled and was observed sprinting. She stole the camera from her owner and chewed on it with her pointed, sharp teeth in the bushes far away. And all that was visible to us was a close-up of its mouth. But when the lioness realized there was no flesh on that thing, she left it there and moved on. Strange alien sticks. This time, a trail cam caught footage of something entirely unearthly. Not a dogman or a Bigfoot, but a strange white person with missing hands and incomplete facial characteristics that was seen on camera at an unidentified location. It accurately appeared to be walking on its long, odd legs. Then, from a distance, a second monster with the same features appeared and began moving in the same way. Both of the unidentifiable animals bounced past the camera, moving their defective bodies on the strangely elongated legs. Though not much is known about these unidentified walking objects, they reminded me of marching alien sticks that had risen out of nowhere and vanished into the woods. Dog chased a hairy beast. A man took his dog to the lush habitat of the wild with the intention of recording some moments with the wildlife. The camera was set on the collar of the dog, and it unintentionally photographed a giant biped that appeared from one side and went directly in front of the camera while it was wandering through the wooded route. Many people assumed the enormous monster, which was briefly seen, was a bear, although bears don't typically hide. They attack. Upon closer inspection, the black features of a bear also resemble the legendary Bigfoot. Thus, is the Bigfoot or any other hairy beast making its way through there? Guesses, anyone? Wolfman hybrid. Following on the list is some of the strangest footage, which displays a big, hairy creature with some odd traits. Multiple times, an animal head was captured on a bipedal humanoid body. After seeing this video on a trail camera, a group of hunters made the decision to go to the woods in hopes of finding further hints. However, before they could get to the precise spot, they saw another hairy beast tampering with the enormous excavator bucket. Since they were moving, only a brief video of the scene was captured. Despite their efforts to halt and pursue the creature, it swiftly disappeared back into the jungle. They have become sufficiently persuaded of the Wolfman's existence after gathering substantial proof of the enormous black beast. Predator's mouth. The hairy body, the eerie mouth, and the teeth in the shape of a cone. When a man in Pennsylvania placed his trail camera above a little locust tree, he was startled by the bizarre images it took. Despite not being an animal, the camera managed to catch the interior of its mouth. The man initially mistook it for anything else and believed he had caught an enigmatic monster attempting to attack the camera. After viewing the photos repeatedly, he eventually realized that it wasn't an unidentified animal, but rather a fisher, a weasel family member drawn to the camera by the clicking sound it makes when taking images. Resting brute. Here's the hairy beast relaxing in the scorching sun, and here it's meandering through the forest. Strange noises have been heard coming from the state park nearby. The residents decided to install a trail camera to find out who was creating the weird noises, even though they weren't initially aware of the source. They were let down when they saw nothing on the trail cameras. However, just when they had given up on ever apprehending the rowdy neighbor, a hairy ape-like creature was seen lying on the ground by one of the trail cameras. The enormous size of the beast, even in its state of repose, was enough to freeze the people to the bone. Here is the hairy brute resting under the blazing sun, and here it is strolling in the woods. Unknown animal. Well now, that's one spooky critter that was spotted wandering through the forest. The image was captured by a trail camera in the Mexican woods in 2019 and occasionally appears online. The image depicts a spooky creature that, despite his hyena-like features, is significantly different from one due to his hairless body. What then was it? The man made the solo decision to go into the woods in an attempt to get answers. After failing to locate one, it was when he was making his way back that he noticed odd sounds coming from the deep forest. However, ill-prepared to face the terrifying creature, he made the decision to retreat. Lucky squirrel. More than an hour was spent stalking it and waiting for the right moment. Finally, the owl made the decision to go after the squirrel. However, the hungry owl's day was not lucky, since, as it pursued the squirrel through the forest, it was about to subdue it with its sharp claws, and then came the tree. and it struck the bark quite hard. Thus, the squirrel hid beneath the fallen leaves this time, taking advantage, rendering it uncatchable for the owl. Spooked deers. 3 deer running in the opposite way from each other. Many are trying to figure out what might have happened to frighten the deer after seeing this image captured by a trail camera. Although I believe I know the answer to these concerns, from the exact track, another camera caught a partially visible deer facing the opposite direction, because that's where the Bigfoot is, right behind the prickly bushes. It's also possible that the deer have seen the Bigfoot here as well, which would explain why they are so terrified. Christmas Beast. When one family saw something in the woods on Christmas Eve, their day became a nightmare. The Bigfoot was just briefly captured on film when it emerged from the pitch-black jungle and glided around its edge. As a result, it was difficult to trust the video. The dog is seen sprinting in the same direction that the Bigfoot was strolling up to at this point. Fearful yet growling at the creature, the dog practically lost control. And honestly, the video seems pretty legit due to the dog's reaction. And even though this location is different, the camera captured a similar figure strolling along the icy sidewalk. Struck by owls. While exploring Arizona's deep forests, explorers have claimed to have seen a large number of dead birds. They were also able to determine the cause by installing their trail camera. These unfortunate eagles, resting on the tree, had no idea that a predator was waiting for them. When he was initially hidden in the dark woodland, the only way to identify the flying predator was with his bright eyes. Waiting for the right moment to strike, and then taking it, it materializes out of the shadows and accomplishes his intended task, striking the dozing eagle with his powerful claws. With his intensity, it appears nearly impossible for him to stop coming. Where, in their defense, the eagles have most likely forgotten to soar, they could see the squirrel taking care of it for them. He made a huge, seemingly airborne leap as soon as he realized he was going to be attacked. However, this is where the owl was seen abruptly appearing on the track and striking the rider in the face. Wood chase. The days of mountain lions avoiding human interaction are long gone, as they are now frequently spotted interacting with hunters, and yes, even pursuing hikers. Like this time, a hiker on the route came with an enraged cougar. Trying to get the cougar to go away, practically pleading with it, the man turned to go back, but was unable to turn around, because that hungry predator would have an open invitation to go after him.
I promise. I'm not going away.
Since it's already waiting for its chance to assault the man. The man did indicate his safe return when he published the video, despite the fact that it ended in the middle of the chase. And here it was, a bear that had been seen pursuing the rider into the woodland. The bear bolted toward the cyclist, appearing out of nowhere among the trees. Even though he was riding quickly, the man was startled by a falling tree. He immediately got to his feet and raced to the right side of the woods, where he was fortunately spared from the assault. Sasquatch hunting. Paul Freeman, who was always on the lookout for Bigfoot in the impenetrable forests, gained notoriety in the late 1990s for presenting the most reliable Bigfoot evidence. And it's one of those unquestionable catches here. Captured in 1994 in Oregon's Blue Mountains, while on a walk in the woods, Paul noticed movement behind one of the trees. He quickly opened his camera and saw the walking bipedal ape. Heart thumping, he continued filming the hirsute beast, terrified by his discoveries. The hairy cryptid was big enough to be seen, even if it was moving slowly. Following analysis, he went on to say that it was a massive beast that stood at least 2 meters tall. Gazelle ditches lion. When it comes to the lion versus any other wild animal, I believe that we are all a little biased toward the king of the jungle. However, this video will totally shift your point of view. a group of explorers was filming a gazelle drinking water in the Serengeti National Park when they noticed a lion coming stealthily in. They also predicted the outcome. Just as the lion was about to seize the gazelle, it surprised it with its incredible speed and leapt over it, heading in a different direction, surprising both the onlookers and the lion. As the gazelle managed to preserve itself, it was undoubtedly a memorable defeat, and the lion was unable to turn around due to his rapid speed. Well, if it was a stall, I must say, gazelles are quite good at it. Cougar defense. Video footage of a mother cougar and her cub, taken in the Mendocino National Forest, opens with them cuddling. However, you are unaware that a grizzly bear is about to spoil this amazing occasion. I must admit, though, that the bear is likewise unaware of the mommy's fighting skills. The mother cougar swiftly covered her kids and moved toward the approaching bear, while keeping an eye on it. The bear struggled fiercely, but was eventually bitten severely on one of its ears, which ultimately turned out to be a cue for the bear to retreat. The grizzly outruns the cougar and retreats back into the jungle, even though it was being followed. Bear chasing bald eagle. This merely serves as evidence of how far a bear will go to obtain its meal. A family was fishing in northern Saskatchewan when they noticed an eagle's nest perched atop a towering tree. The scene was captured in a Canadian forest. However, a bear charged the tree and began attempting to scale it shortly after a few minutes had passed. The bear was carrying a big load and was having trouble climbing the tree, but the family said that despite falling multiple times, he never gave up. And at last, reaching up there, it is seen fighting and outlasting the parents, even at such a height, and coming back down, holding the eaglet in its teeth. Kansas skunk ape. Numerous tales of the Kansas City skunk ape that was frequently discovered in the woods are making the rounds on social media, but this one was above them all. While strolling her dog through the jungle, a woman noticed a massive, hairy creature ambling through the trees. The beast was likely 6 feet tall, with dense hair covering its face, making it nearly impossible to see. What do you guys think this anonymous being was? Despite the fact that many think it's a Sasquatch that was photographed, some people are skeptical about it, and viewers find it difficult to accept that the creature in the film is genuinely a Bigfoot, rather than a costumed human, because it's a little grainy. Grizzly bear attack caribou. This time, it's a caribou. Grizzlies are no doubt the most determined animals when it comes to feeding their empty gizzards. And coming up with different strategies, they really don't give their opponents a chance to strike back. Drinking water from the stream, the caribou found itself standing in the face of death as a bear was aiming at it, striking with its massive antlers and running off to the other side. Just when the caribou thought it had outrun the bear, there it was again, standing behind the poor animal. And this time, when the caribou tried to scare the bear off with its antlers, it grabbed it from there, and, well, don't we all know what happened next? Climbing coyote. One thing is certain. If it results in the wild creatures stuffing their stomachs, they won't think twice about doing anything. Because, well, how often do you see a coyote up a tree? Alka, a Pine Lake resident, took a picture of the coyote eating berries while perched on a tree branch. After initially consuming them from the ground, when it was unable to reach the delicious berries, it made the decision to ascend. Coyotes are thought to be able to climb up to 18 meters. Thus, even if it appears common, they are rarely spotted doing so. Bear and hunters. Perched on a hunting stand, the hunter believed he was hidden from the wild creatures. However, he was proved wrong as a bear approached to say hello. After spotting it perched atop, it swiftly scales the tree and confronts the hunter. The bear investigated the tree, and the man also dropped to the ground. Remarkably composed, the hunter captured the entire event on camera. When these two charged on the top of the tree, those hunters were shivering, even if the preceding one had been a little calmer. Fortunately, they returned after sniffing one of them and losing interest immediately. Buck attacks trail cam. They look like they're ready for a battle when they appear on camera. The deer bolted toward the camera after buckling up and standing in front of it. When you hit it a bit lightly at first, it returns quite fiercely this time and then comes back. The deer genuinely glared at the camera, not only missing this time. It then attempts to destroy it while working on its backup plan. After a package of destruction, the bear returned to the jungle. The owner of the camera was taken aback by its peculiar behavior, which had no apparent explanation. Croc hunts wild boar. A visual representation that conveys the feeling of being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Standing in the water because of the wild dogs waiting for it in the dry land. This wild boar has no idea that it has unintentionally invited another dangerous predator. A crocodile hiding in the water stalked the boar while it considered how to get rid of the hounds. It then leaped at the boar, clutched it, and threw it back into the water as soon as it noticed the approaching predator. Their expressions show that, despite their grief at losing their capture, the dogs are also grateful that it was not one of them. Werewolf encounter. The widespread belief is that werewolves typically surfaced at a full moon. Although, however, a man claimed to have had a near brush with a werewolf on a pitch-black night 3 years prior in Brazil. When the horrifying beast came out of the shadowy jungle, it was observed cowering behind a wooden structure. But as soon as it realized it was being observed, it leapt out and tried to harm the man who was filming it. Fortunately, though, the man was able to flee, and all he saw was a glimpse of the werewolf attempting to intrude into his one and only backyard. Bear inspecting trail cam. Are you still under the impression that the only creatures that venture outside at night to investigate are the mythical ones? We have a really weird video that shows a creature with thick, hairy limbs attempting to seize control of a trail camera. The enormous, inquisitive bear attempted to take hold of the camera with its teeth after utilizing its enormous hands to take it out. A bear's powerful teeth can typically completely destroy a camera. However, when this footage abruptly stops, what could have happened to the camera is unknown to me. Can someone further enlighten me? The Catalonian Fallen Angel. Have you ever seen something so eerie and bony that it made you reconsider going out at night? Meet the terrifying cryptid known as the Catalonian Fallen Angel, which was seen on camera in Spain. We're not sure if it's a real demon or simply a crazy person. That glaring eye and the lightning-fast movement, though, would make anyone want to flee for the hills. Some people even assert that it has wings remaining on its back. Whether or not this is a fallen angel, it's truly an unsettling creature. Clever monkeys. This trail camera footage shows a group of inquisitive monkeys. They approach the camera and look at it curiously at the start of the film, demonstrating their curiosity. A courageous monkey even ventures closer to examine the enigmatic contraption in further detail. But what at first glance appeared to be a harmless curiosity quickly takes an unexpected turn. The monkeys eventually show their real colors after engaging in some lighthearted conversation. They had been plotting to take the camera all along. It's clear that these primates are up to no good as soon as the camera moves. Their cleverness and resourcefulness are astounding us with their naughty conduct, demonstrating once more the wonders and secrets of the natural world. Mysterious encounter down under. 3 friends can be seen jokingly posing for a picture at 4:38 in this North Australian video, completely oblivious to the strange event taking place behind them. Rather than taking a picture, the camera bearer captures a remarkable moment in time. Something that defies description appears behind them and makes them feel extremely afraid. Slowing down the video allows us to get a better look at this mysterious creature, which has an odd mix of human and canine features. Its elongated limbs are humanoid in appearance. although they are strangely thin. The creature, clad in blackness, moves on all fours, displaying an unsettling agility. This incredible experience serves as a reminder of the mysteries that lie beyond our knowledge, even though its true identity is yet unknown. Mysterious highway encounter. Picture yourself driving down a busy highway, going about your business, when you see something strange happen. A driver is left completely perplexed when they see an unexpected scene on their camera. A van comes up from the other side as they round a bend. Observe carefully as a man appears out of nowhere on the road, appearing to be falling. There's no chance of his falling out of the car because the doors never open. Rumors are rife. Did he really have remarkable powers, or did a gateway arise and send him along the road? We're left wondering about the unexplainable since we don't know the man's identity or the whole tale. Mysterious glitch in reality. In this strange video that went viral on social media, a man is shown naively going down a set of stairs without any idea what terrifying things are going to happen to him. Something very unsettling occurs when he goes onto the pavement. Out of nowhere, he trips over a woman's lifeless body that's lying on the ground. Twice the video is replayed, once in slow motion and again featuring a close-up of the enigmatic, unmoving figure. Such unexplainable occurrences are frequently referred to as a glitch in the matrix, where reality appears to briefly distort beyond comprehension. Viewers are perplexed by the woman's abrupt entrance and uncannily lifeless state. So what are your thoughts? After seeing the film, share your comments with us about this enigmatic and bewildering mystery. A figure in the wilderness. Imagine watching your trail cam footage and coming across this strange sight. Likely, you would consider one of two options. Initially, there was a scarecrow that had unexplainably fallen from its pole, possibly to go see the magician. Alternatively, you could have a sense of being lost in a forested rendition of Elm Street. A human-looking figure with an odd helmet rushing across the woods makes no sense at all. It's enough to send shivers down anyone's spine and leave you wondering what in the world, or beyond it, you just saw. At times, the natural world can genuinely astonish us with mysterious and unsettling experiences, leaving us with more questions than answers. Cryptid in woods. This man is unaware that a scary beast is about to destroy his plans to explore the woods early in the morning. After setting up camp in the forest and choosing to go around the trails, the man noticed an odd cryptid behind one of the trees in the footage he was filming. He was heard inquiring if that was a cow approaching, possibly perceiving it was a wild animal. However, the odd-looking, whitish thing approached the man before he could identify it, leaving him with nearly little time to rescue himself. However, the man scrambled to get away from the menacing stalker. And furthermore, since the video finishes abruptly, it is unclear what happened next. Stalking a Bigfoot. This time, a man rather than the Bigfoot made the decision to follow it. As he entered the woodland in the snow, the man was certain he would find what he was looking for. Not so simple, however, after spending several hours strolling through the woods. The man saw this thing. The hirsute person, either unaware of him or choosing to ignore him, was observed strolling around, unfazed by the man. This time, he grabbed the beast from a slightly closer perspective, since he was not content with the distance he had previously used. Just take a look at the Sasquatch's lofty height and bushy torso. The analysts saw that the beast was at least 1.7 meters tall, and could have easily finished the victim if he had wanted to after reviewing the footage. But luckily, it did not. Sasquatch on stroll. The man was hiking through the Maine woods in the morning, not realizing he had a buddy with him, creating a video blog and discussing the trails in the deep woods and the wildlife that may be found there. Just before the guy moved his camera, the supposed Sasquatch was seen standing motionless next to a large tree, presumably hiding from the man or pursuing him. Throughout the entire time the camera was focused on it, that Yeti remained still. However, the man only got a glimpse of the terrifying figure, since he failed to recognize it immediately. Snowy Bigfoot. A group of adventurers saw this strange bipedal creature strolling down the mountain as they were standing in the middle of nowhere. Its enormous torso was completely covered in dense black hair. Examiners found that it would be impossible for a human to walk on the snow slope without any obvious assistance, despite some witnesses claiming it was just another hiker on the mountain. The people were astounded that it traveled such a great distance in a short period of time, especially considering how difficult it is for an individual to walk at such a high speed in the snow at the moment the camera captured the wide panorama. Horned animal. The creature was discovered in Colombia by a farmer who was searching the area for bees after it had crept out of a spiky bush. The animal's unusual appearance was enhanced by its 2 horns over its head and its black color. It was sitting beneath a power pole and was staring straight at the cameraman, giving off the impression that it would attack at any second. However, the man was so afraid of the unsettling cryptid that he dared not approach it. After a few minutes outside, that horned beast vanished behind some bushes and was never seen again. Unicorn elk. This unicorn is not exactly like others, but it gained notoriety due to a deformity in the antler directly above the nose. Thus, it became the elk family's unicorn. Taken in Tampico, a tiny town close to Illinois, this deer had an unusual appearance when it first appeared on the trail camera. While other onlookers thought it was an alien species because it was so unusual, researchers explained that, despite being unusual, this phenomenon is caused by a genetic mutation, or occasionally an injury sustained during the antler growth process. Witch in dark. A farmer installed a trail camera to record what happens there after midnight after hearing odd noises for a few evenings in a row. At first, nothing was captured, but when the man had started giving up hope, an unsettling figure started to appear from the screen. The monster had luminous eyes and an alien-like visage, giving it the appearance of a witch. The people were in disbelief since they had never seen a creature like this before, because they could not see the remainder of the body in the dark forest. What was it then? An extraterrestrial? A sorceress? Tell me what you guys think, please. Road crossing Yeti. Driving down a road encircled by a dark forest, a man was forced to apply the brakes quickly. How come? Well, the answer is that strange thing that's sitting in the middle of the road. Upon catching sight of it from a distance, the man initially believed it to be a man in need of assistance. However, he stopped his car there, and as he was ready to get out, the cryptid began to crawl away from the road and into the bushes. The crawler's eerie characteristics are enough to frighten anyone, even if they are a little fuzzy. And since it was posted in 2021, the authorities have not disclosed anything regarding its genuine identity. What then was it? Tell me what you think. Skinwalker. This pale creature, who appeared to be elderly, was observed strolling around Kentucky in 2022. Inspiring paranormal buffs, this video went viral right away. The video's unsettling atmosphere is enhanced by the alien-looking humanoid monster that is seen strolling down an abandoned street. It also appears to be a little slumped over. The creature appears to be lurking from somewhere and has a faceless body. Is it a ghost captured on camera, or might it really be an alien hiding from humans? While many people accept the visuals that have been supplied, some people reject the hypothesis and contest the veracity of the film, arguing that it might actually be a human being walking strangely. So, whose side are you on? Let me know. Lion attack. Wild creatures are one thing that people are always afraid to come across when they venture into the woods. Nobody can ensure a safe return if that wild animal turns out to be a lion. When these guys were heading inside their tents for the night, one such incident occurred. When 2 unexpected guests showed up in front of their tents, they began attacking anything that stood in their way. The lions appeared to be searching inside for prey, mostly out of curiosity and rage. One of them, the reportedly more hungry lion, noticed the man hiding in the tent and began tearing it apart with its powerful claws. Lingering for a while, unsure if he would catch his intended victim, finally the lions both depart, but with a scary memory for those campers to always remember. Ancient creature. In 2018, a strange-looking creature was discovered in a tiny Russian village. The farmer was walking home from a busy day when he noticed this freaky head emerging from the ground. He was captured on camera in a cornfield. He discovered the entire thing after going a little further, and it was much stranger than before. It resembled an undiscovered prehistoric species that had been discovered buried, thanks to its strange eyes and even stranger torso. And despite the fact that the scientists examined it right away, nothing has come to light. This gave it an even more ominous appearance. Rake caught in dark. The man who lived close to the woods decided to investigate after hearing unusual noises emanating from somewhere deep within the forest. Following his friend, they spent nearly an hour searching the dense forests without finding anything. They made the decision to go back. However, they began to hear the grunting sound once more as they were returning. And as soon as they turned their cameras to the other side, they saw a frightening thing that resembled an alien sitting next to a tree. When the cryptid realized it had been captured, it turned to face the boys and glared at them with its terrifying glowing eyes. They were eventually forced to flee back to their house. Spooked deer. Captured in North Carolina, a deer could be seen grazing on the ground. However, it stops abruptly there and looks about as though something has startled it. Not seeing anything, just as the deer keeps on, it notices something once again, and a bit larger this time around. Just take a peek at how it frightfully dashes to the other side and turns back. What then might it be? Something like a demon? An untamed animal? However, why wasn't it captured by the camera if it was an animal? So, what was it actually? Bipedal deer. A woman was taken aback to witness the peculiar behavior of a herd of deer that had wandered up to her house as she was filming them. Everything was going along normally until all of a sudden there was a wave of unease among the herd, and some of them fled, leaving the others behind, until one of them chose to rear up on its back legs in order to display the object's hidden power. Frightening the women and the other deer, none of them had ever witnessed this action in such a way. When people began referring to it as a shape-shifting alien, researchers discovered nothing remarkable. Surprisingly though, deer frequently use this tactic to scare and subdue their opponents. Ghost on tree. The hazy apparition with glowing eyes was photographed in Brazil and gave the onlookers a spooky feeling. A humanoid entity perched atop the tree appears a little perplexed as people point at it. However, because it resembles an extraterrestrial, the fact that it was just as afraid of the humans as they were of it raises suspicions. It is challenging to understand what these individuals are genuinely attempting to accomplish, because they are communicating in a foreign tongue. It's evident that despite their fear of its peculiar appearance, they are attempting to somehow capture it. However, it vanished abruptly out of nowhere, leaving the onlookers in disbelief, since they were unable to determine what it was. Tired moose. Animals seem to have a habit of becoming caught in the most unlikely locations. This time, a moose became lodged in a tire swing. A man was astonished to see the moose outside the house during the day because it was severely trapped. And then, at first, attempting to save it with a large stick, the moose was already scared, so it proved to be of little assistance. In order to try to save the tree by sitting on the stop, the man had to climb the tree. Even so, it was not simple. For once, though, it worked, and then watch the moose return without hindrance. And here's another moose who was spotted crossing the road, trapped in a mesh tree swing. Sasquatch Shadow. It appears here for a split second before disappearing. What may this flashing object be that was captured on camera? Many people thought the animal captured on camera was a mountain lion or possibly a bear. But when the footage was shown to the investigators, they discovered that the animal was actually a baby Sasquatch. This is due to the animal's incredible speed and the plausible head that appears on the camera, indicating that it's a bipedal animal. A second identical creature was seen on video, most likely excavating on the forest's ground. It appears to have limbs and legs similar to the rumored Bigfoot. So, is that video footage of a Bigfoot? Or do you have a better explanation? Tell me, please. Biped wolf. Driving close to a forest after midnight, the motorist had to apply the brakes right away after seeing something strange. No, it wasn't a Yeti, but rather a wolf ambling on its hind legs. He was already terrified of the stories of the Bigfoot. But hold on a second. Is that a wolf, really? Its slender limbs, peculiar feet, and hardly noticeable ears don't really give it a dog-like appearance. However, it does possess the wolf's fuzzy-like skin. Is that a wolf or some other kind of animal? Tell me what you think of the odd wolf photo. Intruder alert. When the camera was recording the bald eagle's nest, something unsettling happened. Initially, the mother eagle is observed tending to the eggs and then taking a brief flight away from the nest. Upon her return, another eagle joins the nest. Even though the female recognizes the predator's plan, she waits for the initial move while sitting on the eggs. However, it continues to vocally warn the eagle. Not one to go away empty-handed, the male eagle steps forward a little. He was going to charge the one who was seated when she sprung directly in front of him, knocking him from the tree. She then checks the area to make sure her eggs are secure. Coyote and deer. There was a wounded deer visible in front of the trail camera. Two tiny but ferociously hungry coyotes are standing behind it, waiting for the buck to faint so they can get to the meat. Even though the buck is awake, it appears as though it has given up on life because it does not defend itself from the coyotes that are getting closer. However, the coyotes don't always come out on top in the end, just like this. The mother deer appears to be in front of the camera, gathers her two fawns, and leaves the woodland after realizing that a brush wolf has been pursuing her young. And then, a little while later, the mother deer was spotted once more, sprinting after the coyote and narrowly missing it by a few inches. She was later observed circling around a bushy tree in an attempt to capture the fleeing coyote. She was unable to do so, but she managed to save her young from the predators. Hyena chases wildebeest. The coyote surprised the people by capturing the herd of wildebeest during the safari that came rushing towards them. One of them is visible breaking away from the herd, even though the others adhered to the directive to stick to the herd. And seizing the opportunity, the predator began pursuing it, even though it had moved a short distance and the coyote was still having difficulty catching up with it. After a while of running and chasing each other, they were both observed once more. But this time, the wild beast was seen fighting the predator. But after growing weary of the chase, the beast eventually met his demise.